Look! It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
And we are live here at After Hours on Olympia 2022 week. We got a big weekend coming up at the Olympia out in Las Vegas, but we must go on despite not being out in Vegas. Jimmy, aren't you supposed to be on an airplane to Vegas?
I knew this was going to come up.
I thought you were going to hang out with Lee Priest and the whole crew out there. Huh?
I'm leaving Friday, not Tuesday.
Oh, you really are leaving?
I think so. Yeah, it's almost 100%. Yeah.
Hey, John,
Lee's going to kill me.
John,
how exactly close to 100% are we?
Pretty, almost as close as I came to your house the other fucking day, John.
Yeah,
almost as close. But if you answer the fucking phone like you and Dave with the phone, you guys, I mean, I could have been on the side of the road fucking dead, want to call you up, tell you my last goodbyes, but you guys, you just can't answer the fucking phone.
John,
nobody can be bothered with the fucking phone. It's
John,
unbelievable. That's why they make fucking phone. They make phones so when people call, you can answer the fucking thing. That's why they make phones.
He's got the sun behind him. It must be from the flat earth. He must have borrowed the sun from the sky for a minute. You see that?
Oh, we're talking to his spirit right now.
No, I'm not fucking kidding around over here. I fucking called John. I was going to South Carolina. I called John 2-3 times. I said, John, I'm coming through the neighborhood. I like to stop by.
Whoa. No, Jimmy, let me talk to you in a language you'll understand. 2-3 times you didn't call me, all right? I'm in the fucking grocery store, and I got a fucking bag of groceries over here. I'm trying to pay for the fucking groceries. I got my fucking double parked outside because I just had to run in for a minute. The phone fucking rings. What am I supposed to do? Drop my shit on the floor and fucking talk to you right now? Or you can just send me a fucking text and say, hey, I'm telling you by the side of the road, I'm in South Carolina, which you never fucking said a word about up until that fucking moment. So, like, I'm supposed to be fucking sitting at the ready for just in case the guy who says he's leaving, who never fucking leaves, is going to leave and call me when he's in South Carolina, and I should be ready to pick up the fucking phone because you're ready. So, no. You tell people ahead of time, John.
Really, you hurt my heart, John. You really hurt my heart.
I'm going to be driving through town at about 3 o'clock, all right? So why don't you fucking be ready for me to get there because I'll be there, all right? So I'll say, yeah, I won't be at the fucking grocery store at 3 o'clock because I won't need to be. I'll be listening for your fucking call because like a friend, you would have fucking told me when you were coming.
You really hurt my feelings, John.
Can you turn the sun down, please? It's very bright.
Hey, I'm a little hurt too because I hate guys that double park. John, I'm very disappointed.
What the fuck are you disappointed about?
Because John double parks. He said he double parked and ran in. I fucking hate that.
Right in the front of the grocery store. Right? It's smack in the front of the door. I jumped out.
Not the double park, Greg. I was coming to South Carolina to fucking see John. I was going to spend the night with him. And then fucking, and it wasn't even like he had groceries in his hand. He was double parked. Because I didn't hear from him for fucking hours. Not even till I got home.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that true, John?
Wait.
Sure, he never called back.
Did he leave a message? Did he leave a message?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. Did you send a text? No, you didn't. Did you say anything to me?
I left a message, John. I said, John, I'm coming through South Carolina. I'd like to come over. That's what I did. I didn't hear from you that day, the next day, the fucking next day.
I got 0 messages from you. None.
I left you. You got to go hear your voicemail. I left you.
You got a text message these days. People don't listen to voicemail.
Text. You're supposed to text, right? Armin, tell him.
Armin, you got text.
Armin, did that guy who was always talking about you on YouTube, did he punch you out or something? What happened?
Yeah, they showed up at my house.
No, it's just like I said. It's like he finally confessed to his son that Santa's not real. and then he's on his own naughty list. He's on his father's naughty list, and his son wasn't hearing it. He wants his fucking Christmas
adrenochrome.
That's
a good diner.
I think Armand didn't do the dishes, and his girl got pissed.
Hey, I have a fucking story about that shit, man. Of not doing my dishes one day. I remember my ex-wife, because it was, the atypical thing when we were married was if I was the first one to go home, right? I would cook, and then she would do the dishes, right? So the one Friday fucking night, it's like I come home, I cook, and I promise to do the fucking dishes. But I was feeling fucking lazy, so I'm like, hey, babe, let's just watch a fucking movie. She's like, all right, cool. So we're watching the movie. She pauses that shit about 30 minutes in, and she's like, hey, those unwashed dishes are really bothering me. Can you just pause the movie, man, and just wash it? I'm like, no, I'll wash them after the fucking movie. So make a long story short, the movie fucking finishes. I go to the fucking bedroom. I knock the fuck out. I was just fucking tired. And then it's like, and then this Dominican Brazilian ex-wife of mine takes these fucking pots full of fucking pasta, throws them in my fucking face, all over the sheets. And she's like, you stupid motherfucker. I told you to wash the fucking dishes. You lazy son of a bitch.
With all the money you were making, Richard, you couldn't hire someone to fucking come and clean the fucking dishes for you? You were making $22 million a year.
How about buying a fucking dishwasher? How about that?
No, well, we had fucking dishwashers. She just hated the fucking dishwasher. She would say that the dishwashers don't clean it.
You were making $22 million a year. You couldn't get a housekeeper?
No, he was making $22 million a day. What
Nah, shit.
Year.
No,
biggest year.
It's just with her, the only thing that she was all good for as far as spending money was babysitters, cooks, every now and then, and expensive trips. But as far as like having people come in to clean and having like a regular maid,
yeah, they don't like that.
Yeah, especially in Miami. Like Miami, like the maids are fucking hot. I'm sorry.
You have a sexual misconduct problem. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, you got to look at.
He likes to bang anything.
Yeah, there's something about a girl in Playtex leather rubber gloves. It's just fucking crazy.
Something about a girl when she's a teenager.
I'm not even allowed to wash the dishes. I'm not a good dishwasher, according to my wife. I leave food pieces on the forks. I'm not allowed to wash this.
Dude,
you can't even stand up to do the dishes, Dave. What are you talking about?
I can stand now. I just and I like to do dishes, but she says I'm not good at it, so I'm not allowed.
I do dishes. You know why I do the dishes?
Because there's no one else there.
That's right.
There you go.
All right, hold on. I want to show you guys something. There was a debate on I think it was Fuad's podcast about they were comparing Nick Walker, who obviously is going to be one of the favorites going to the Olympia this coming weekend. I think he's the youngest guy in the lineup. Comparing his biceps to Ronnie Coleman's, and Ronnie had a hysterical reaction. I want to play it for you guys, and then I want your comments on it. Hold on, here we go. Bring it up. This is funny. This is very funny. Trust me. Okay, here we go.
Man. Let's go.
Nick, you have any better body parts on Coleman? I think Nick's arms.
I
already said no. Arms are
oh, this is real comical. What the fuck are they talking about? I should be nowhere in this conversation.
Ronnie has those freaky, like peaky, like biceps, short head. Yeah. Sure. These guys actually, I guess Ronnie Coleman right now, really.
Oh, they're crazy. It's just that it's a very different style.
It's like a small peak. Yeah, that's why it looks so good.
Here we go. Oh, this is real comical.
Because Ronnie's triceps were very thin. They weren't like, even though they were thick, they were like.
Some people are very delusional.
Look at these peaks. I would put Nick's arms against that.
Don't forget, it's about separation, guys. Don't forget.
Really?
Gotta have some separation.
You can't be offended. He's the best bodybuilder ever. Look at the size of the bicep. Dicks are crazy. Look at the detail. It's amazing.
I would totally agree with that.
I think compared to Nick has a bigger bicep.
Say about being big, about being symmetrical and shapely.
I want to find a side tricep.
All
right.
Hey, Dave, send me that clip. Next time I can't sleep, I can fucking go to bed with that.
These are actual jokes, so people should be laughing at this. No, I don't like the two bone damn horn, but toot.
I mean, these guys. I mean, I don't know if these guys are being serious or they're like just, you know. I mean,
Dude, that's some boring shit to me. Oof, my God.
Ronnie wasn't on with them. He was.
Dude, if I can't sleep at night, I'm gonna play that.
No, Ronnie,
right
Greg, Ronnie was commenting on the video that he was watching.
No, I know that. I love Ronnie. Ronnie's the only funny thing. Those other four guys are like fucking putting me to sleep.
No, Greg, the debate. I'm trying to ask you guys: do you think Nick Walker's arms are close to Ronnie Coleman's? That's the question.
No.
Nowhere
Not even
remotely
close.
Never.
Nowhere
No
remotely.
Not even in the top 20 arms in the world. No.
No. Well, if I was Lee Priest, you know, Lee Priest has got some of the nicest arms I've ever seen. Even Lee's arms compared to Ronnie's are, you know, Ronnie had some insane fucking arms. I mean,
Lee Priest had the best looking arm. Lee Priest. Nobody had
shape-wise, yeah.
Shape-wise, beautiful. I'll tell you what.
Size and separation, fucking Ronnie for days.
I like Phil's arms a lot.
Yeah, but think about if you compare guys next to each other, like who has the best arms on a front double bicep, you know, or rear double bicep? I don't think anyone.
Robbie Robinson. Robbie Robinson.
What, all time? All time?
Yeah, no one touches Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie probably put Jay or Phil on a second.
Wait a minute. Second. I say that. You think that you're talking about the whole overall double bicep, or just we're talking about just the bicep?
Right? His arms.
No, you said double bicep.
Well, so you throw him up in a double bicep. I'm talking.
But what about Robbie? I think Robbie Robinson and Lee Priest. Lee Priest had the best over, but Robbie Robinson's tricep peaked and his bicep came to like a point almost.
Yeah, but I don't think that.
Ronnie's is still way up. Yeah,
Ronnie's is all of that, only 5 times bigger.
No, Ronnie's is great, dude. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from Ronnie.
I wouldn't even have the audacity to compare myself to Ronnie Coleman.
Let me put this into another language you'll easily understand. It's bodybuilding, ain't it? You know, so that's the whole point: mass and separation. So Ronnie, how are you going to beat Ronnie's mass and separation because somebody's got to point to your bicep peak?
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Lee Priest,
I get Lee Priest
because Lee Priest had the forearms, everything, the whole fucking thing. Mass.
Greg, Lee Priest is a good guy. He's got some of the best arms in the business. Right? But Ronnie, who's also a good guy,
Ronnie's a great guy.
His arms are the best.
Yeah.
But wait, those guys are trying to copy us, aren't they? Because with that 4 fucking square, like Hollywood.
They've been doing it for a while.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're boring. We're not fucking boring. Imagine sitting around.
We got you. How can we be boring?
Biceps on that guy. His biceps.
They strictly talk about bodybuilding.
Well, I want to ask Jimmy. Remember in 1997, I think it was, we were at the Metrex booth. It was you, me, Frank Zeppi, and Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie wasn't Mr. Olympia yet. I think it was the year before he won the Olympia.
Right.
And Jimmy wanted to have this contest.
I didn't want to have that contest.
It was a curl contest against the bull because Jimmy liked to do.
They set it up.
220. Let me tell the story. Then you could give you a version of it. 225 for reps. It was everyone in the was the Olympia, the Arnold. I think it was the Arnold. The Arnold Expo.
It was the bench too.
I believe only Jimmy. I don't believe anybody else.
Let's just talk about the bicep curl for a second. Everyone in the whole place can come and challenge the bull. Jimmy goes last, and whoever gets the most reps. What was it? In how many was it timed?
Yeah, it was time.
How much weight was it? Like 475?
225, which is a lot of weight to curl.
Look, yeah.
All right. So all these guys are going, and there was a couple of guys that got, maybe 25 reps, 30 reps, which is really good if you think about it. And actually Zeppi did pretty good. I got to tell you, I didn't even know he was going to do it, but he probably practiced it for like a year before he went in there. But he did good. I was impressed because he
did good. Frankie did good. He did.
Yeah, he wasn't that big at the time.
I love that guy.
And so
Frankie's a good guy.
So right before Jimmy goes, Ronnie's like, man, can I try that? He didn't even know the contest was going on. Remember, so he didn't practice nothing.
His girlfriend was there too. Remember his girlfriend? She was cheering him on.
No, Vicky Gates. Yeah, Vicky Gates.
Yeah.
So, Ronnie, so we're like, all right, Ronnie, you can do it if you want. No one even. Ronnie gets under the thing. What do you
mean? He was just walking by.
Yeah.
Was it cold? Totally cold.
Cold. Yeah, didn't know what he was going to do. He was standing at the booth all day with us. He banged him out with perfect form. What do you get? Like 75 reps, Jimmy?
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
it was an insane amount of reps, perfect form all the way down, like almost too good. You're like, Ronnie, don't do such good form. You're not going to make that many reps. He's like, this is light. This is lightweight. His arms were so pumped; they looked like they were 30 inches there by the end of the thing.
I remember that very good.
Completely took the wind out of Jimmy because Jimmy, I think you did 60 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 60-something.
Jimmy didn't expect anyone to even come close to him because no one else could do that. But Ronnie was such a fucking nutty freak with that strength and endurance he had.
And then we did the bench too. He participated in that too, Ronnie.
Yeah, what was the weight on the bench you did?
I think we did 2 1/4 on the bench for reps.
Oh, for reps? Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah. We had to stop Ronnie. He couldn't stop. He didn't get tired. He would have gone for 3 days if we would have let him. I think.
did he let go of the bar with one hand and yawn and
He did like 120 reps or something like that.
God damn.
Dave, you know who would beat him? I'll tell you who would beat him. Tazzy Colum. Remember her?
Yes.
I'm joking. By the way, I'm joking around, but
I got to get Tazzy on the show.
Yes.
I've been talking to her.
She'd be standing there fucking curling for okay, that's enough, Tazzy.
She was insulted that I forgot about her. I said, it's Olympia week. I can't have you on now. I said, yeah, you get lost. We'll get you on after the Olympia.
Dude, Tazzy Colum would take that fucking bar and curl. I'm surprised Vicky Gates didn't say, hey, Ronnie, hand me the bar. Let me do something. Not for nothing, but
Ronnie was unbelievable. There was nothing this guy could not do. He was so strong. He had strength and endurance. It's a combination that no one has. You either have strength or you have endurance. You don't have both.
And normally terrible form too. So
yeah. Not on bicep curls though. Really good form.
You know who had the record in the cheat curl bicep? Not cheat curl, strict bicep curl. You got to put your back against the wall and curl. You know what? He held the record for 17 years. Trivia question: who is it?
Jimmy the Bull.
CT Fletcher.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Dave, look, this is the picture from that event. Look.
You found it?
Yeah, look.
Oh, hold on, let me. Mr. G got feedback. Oh yeah.
I hear his
muscle. Or something. The whole sound system went to shit.
Yeah. I got to mute him.
Ronnie Coleman. The first time I went into a gym, that's what I saw.
That's
when
cool,
I started
Jimmy.
working out.
That's awesome, Jimmy.
Jimmy,
I didn't know you had that.
Jimmy's got the collection.
Yeah,
that's like a whole.
That was like a whole main event that day. That was like this went on all fucking day. I did it a couple of times.
Ronnie completely ruined Jimmy's whole fucking weekend.
Yeah, and then when I was doing the reps, his girlfriend was like, "That's it, Ronnie. You smoked him. You got his." I'm in the middle of the reps. I'm saying, "Oh my god!" Everybody was cheering Ronnie on, and Frank. I was like the underdog. The fucking thing was about me, and I became the underdog, and everybody was like, yeah, Ronnie, and I'm like, it was like the whole thing was.
Jimmy,
crazy.
if you remember, you were making more money than Ronnie Coleman was, and I think Ronnie had asked Connolly for a raise, and Connolly's like, "Well, you're a cop. You got a full-time job already." And he wouldn't give him the raise. And then Ronnie won the Olympia the year that next year. And then Weeder fucking did the Chinese water torture, dripping the water on his head until he fucking convinced him to sign with him,
Yeah.
I got along with Scott Connolly. We became very good friends, man. Scott was like, Jimmy, as long as I own this company, you're not going anywhere.
He told me the same thing, and then he sold the company.
Yeah, next year.
Dave, remember when we used to have him on the show? You ask him one question, and the answer was 45 minutes long.
And then you know what?
Not only wait, Greg, he was a good guy too. But not only did it was for 45 minutes, he never said or or
Never.
you know what I mean? It was just like he was reading text, nonstop for
that's because he didn't have to really think about what he was saying, John.
Well, no, he told John and I that he had a stuttering problem when he was a kid, and he worked so hard to get over that he became like a perfect speaker. He always
unbelievable.
When I went to Japan, John, Dave, everybody, I shot a picture on the flight deck with the Marines with a Harrier jet.
I remember.
So when I brought it back, I had the art department at Metrex. They superimposed Metrex on the plane, and I framed it. And I gave it to Scott. He was almost in tears because he was in Vietnam and all that. So he was like, Jimmy, he put it on his wall in his office. It was pretty cool.
He was the first guy to really, well, I guess him and Bill Phillips get like celebrities. I remember he had Clint Eastwood, endorsing the product.
Yeah.
They had product placement in that movie. Remember the one that Robert De Niro was in? What was that movie called?
What, Raging Bull?
Ronin.
Raging.
Oh.
Remember that?
And then Blackman had Cher. Remember?
Oh, he did?
I think Robert De Niro actually made Metrex. He made it in a movie. Right?
Yeah, they made a steak. Yeah, he
was mixing it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Scott
was cool. His gym was cool too. Yeah, you ever go to his gym over there?
The Metrex gym was awesome. And,
I loved going there, man.
That was a freeway. Would go to San Diego.
That's how I got the contract. When I fell out of the contract with Twin Lab, I was very depressed. So Keith Angeline, right?
Angeline, yeah.
So he got fired from Twin Lab because he took the van one weekend.
Right? He took the move. Yeah, he took the van.
Yeah.
The mom found out. That's the
No, he got in a little fender bender at 7-Eleven.
That's right.
Now we have to let you go. Sorry.
Because they never would have found out that he borrowed the van to move his shit. So he got in a little fender bender. That was it. They fired him, right? So he called me up. He was suicidal, and I'm saying, Keith, there's a new company just coming onto the scene at Metrex. I said, I heard about them. I said, why don't you take your skills? Give the guy, write him a letter, give it a shot, So he did, and Scott was like, definitely, and he sent the money to move, and he flew out to California and all this, and then 6 months later, I got let go, Twin Lab, right? So I called up Keith. He's like, what's going on? I said, they fucking let me go. They're going more towards fitness. They don't want the behemoths anymore. They let us all go. They want the cyclist and the runner, the marathon guy. They totally changed their whole. So he goes, why don't you come over here and just, hit the gym and, we'll see what happens. Scott comes in the gym every day at 4 o'clock. I says, I flew to California. And then I went to the gym about 3:30, 3:45. I was doing skull crushes in the back there.
3:30.
And 3:30. And then I'm in the back, and I'm doing skull crushes. I'm doing my thing, 3:15, 4:05, fucking good. So Scott walks in the gym, and I was screaming in the back. And Scott goes to Keith. He goes, who's that fucking guy back there? He says, yeah, it's Jimmy the Bull. He just got let go of Twin Lab. He's out of contract right now. Scott goes, sign that fucking guy right now. So I went out to lunch with him and his girl, and then, we signed the contract. I was with them a long time.
And then Jimmy Quinn also got let go, right?
Yeah, they let go of Jimmy Quinn. They let go of all of us. Lee Haney. I was working there when Lee Haney was there, and Quinn and Quinn actually worked in the office too, and was an athlete.
Yeah.
For them.
What's Scott doing now? What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing now. I've been out of touch with him. Huh?
He still has his plane. I know he flies. But
yeah, he's alive planes,
right?
Yeah.
He's got to be developing something. He's a scientist. He's an inventor. I bet he's come up with something.
Oh, yeah. Georgie, I'm glad you're here, George. I want to tell my story about when I was trying to get to your fucking house, and you don't answer another one that don't answer the fucking phone, right? So I wanted to go visit Dave, but I had Dave. I have to apologize. I had no time.
George, why is your connection so bad?
I got a webcam.
Always.
It's terrible.
It's always bad.
Hold on. Let me plug in my headphones.
He cannot
Jimmy, while he's doing that, Dave, let me interject here. Jimmy, maybe it's you.
Yes.
Since I'm complaining, you don't call. Georgie's complaining, you don't call. But you complain that we don't answer the phone.
Yeah, why is that?
So maybe that approach is not working. You know? Maybe you need to go to text.
That's why I love you, John. That's why I love you.
Hey, how's this?
But George gave me
all day.
So George, I call him up because I had to stay there at one. I wanted to go see Dave, and I was gonna make sauce and meatballs for the family and the kid. But
why were you there? What? Why were you in Florida on this stealth mission that you couldn't tell anybody?
It must have involved the woman, John. It had
no.
No. So what happened was it was like a quick thing. My boss called me up on a.
Who drives to Florida 1,000 miles quickly?
And doesn't tell the people living in Florida.
He wants to surprise you.
Like a surprise.
Why didn't I tell Dave? Dave, didn't I tell you I was coming?
No.
Jimmy
I think you did, but you mentioned something about it, but I don't know.
I was going to come over there with George. I was going to come over with all the. I was going to bring the red pack, tomato
I thought that was
cans
Christmas. You were coming with the.
I'm still going to do it. I wanted to come. I want to cook in the house because I want your house to smell really Italian. So I was going to cook the sauce, the sauteed garlic and the Earl, and make the meatballs and the sausage, and make the agiogi. I was going to do the whole thing, and then serve the whole family. And the kids and everybody are going to love it. But anyway, I had to leave. So I had to bring a boat down from my boss. It was last minute. He goes, Jimmy, I'll pay you. He goes, drive my truck, take this, trailer the boat down to Florida.
Was the boat stolen?
I don't know.
Why the fuck couldn't you tell anybody?
It wasn't the Redcon boat, was it?
Oh, that was
No, it wasn't Redcon.
It was a fishing boat.
Yeah, it was like a fishing boat. So
anyway,
I trailed it. I made it all the way to South Carolina, and I called John because I was going to stay there for the night instead of getting a hotel, but he didn't answer the phone. So anyway, I stayed in a comfort inn over there. So I get down to Florida, and I had this whole plan. But then when I got to my boss's house on Friday night, he told me he was going to be there at 3. And he never showed up. So I sat in the driveway with the boat till fucking 7 o'clock.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been smarter if you would have, before you left, called up John or texted him and say, hey, John, I'm heading down to Florida. I'm going to be in South Carolina around tomorrow at 2 p.m.
3 o'clock.
I need a place to sleep, for the night.
Well, I didn't need a place to sleep. I wanted to stay with John. That's why,
So I would have wanted you to stay here at the same time. So
yeah, I wanted to see
both of us didn't get what we wanted because why, Georgie? Why, George? Because why? We didn't answer the phone, right?
We were busy doing something. We would have planned it out.
So finally, anyway, make a long story short, my boss screwed me all the fuck up. He didn't show up till 7, 8 that night. He sat in his driveway because I had to wait for the money and everything. And, where to put the boat and all this shit. So he finally shows up in the cab. Then he's showing me the house. We had a beer. I was there very late. So anyway, I said, I called George.
So you drove straight from New York to Florida?
South Carolina. I was about an hour and a half from the border of Florida. I drove straight through.
Wow. That's pretty
I left 6 in the morning. I made it to South Carolina.
And how many hours was that by the time you got to South Carolina?
I left at 6 a.m. and I got to South Carolina like 10 o'clock.
So nowhere in that 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock hours on the road.
18 hours.
You know what? I'm going to stop in South Carolina. Let me call John. John doesn't answer the fucking phone. All right. 15 minutes later, where the fuck are you going? You're sitting in the car. All right. 15 minutes later, I'll call him back. I really want to see him. No, you can't call me back. You got some kind of fucking protocol, some bro code that you can't break. You called me once.
I think I called a couple of times. Anyway, so I wanted to see. Anyway, I know I'm coming back in another month. So anyway, I get down there and I did my thing, and I had to get another hotel. And then I told George, I said I want to stay over Saturday. See you Saturday morning. We'll go surfing. We'll do a whole thing, and I'll stay over, and then I'll fly out in the morning, right?
Hold on, you're going to go surfing?
I was going to try, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take him surf. I'm going to get Jimmy up on the board.
The only thing is that George, he swims through the piles under the pier. I told him I can't do that. I'll get killed if I try to surf through those piles. I mean, I can't. I got to stay like on a beginner wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not going to shoot the pier.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. So,
all right.
So anyway,
he's lying. See, one call. He's lying.
I called you 3 times, bro.
Look,
where's my number? Where?
I see it.
Jimmy the
It
Bull.
says,
Yeah,
Mobile
yeah, all right,
Thursday.
yeah. So how many calls was that though?
One.
Look
One
at
fucking call. Count them.
They'll show
One.
a couple more if there are more. You got to
Here-
call,
here,
then you got to follow up with a text. Always.
None. That's it. None.
Yeah, but
One
no,
call.
usually it's my
One
name,
call.
but it'll say
One
2,
call.
3
You're
calls
on the
on
road
that
from
name.
6 o'clock in the morning to fucking 10 o'clock at night. One call. It doesn't dawn on you to maybe I should call him back. He might be busy. No. You're busy.
Back, John. You didn't call me back.
Doing this. You're doing this. I'm out there building fucking rock walls. All right. I'm gonna tell you. You're sitting there fucking doing nothing. You can't.
I'll tell you one thing. John's wall was pretty impressive that he built.
That was awesome. I even texted him back. I said, "That's a fucking awesome." I said, "You still got like the Roman engineering shit going on."
I was going to say, yeah, the Trump should have hired him to build the wall around Mexico.
Get the Italian.
I'm telling you, he did an awesome job.
There's nothing John can't build. I don't know where he gets all that shit from. The guy builds cars.
That was amazing. That was an amazing wall.
Houses and shit. How does he?
No,
do
it looks
all
like he
this?
fucking resurrected the Legion Army from the Roman days, and they built.
Yeah,
that
well, I
fucking
wanted
thing,
it to look old. That was the whole.
It did.
purpose.
It
Did you
did
ever
look
see
old.
his carpentry?
I want to get you to build me like a whole oasis pond and everything in my
Yeah,
backyard.
that's a fire pit area out there. That's an island.
So wait,
a
hold
mini
on.
island.
Let me get back to the wall. Hold on. Let's finish with Georgia. So I got busy on Saturday. I got hung up. So I got over to Georgia's list. So I went there and I was calling him. I said, "This fucking guy, where is he?" So I put the address in. I go to the place, you know, and I get out of the car and he's got like a little screen in lanai in the front of the house, you know. So I walk in. I open the screen door and I walk in and I'm looking through the window and I'm tapping on the door and And all of a sudden, George's son, I saw his head looking through the window. He was scared. He goes, "Oh, shit, Jimmy, it's you." He goes, I don't know who. I was scared because I thought somebody was stealing my dad's surfboards. I go, "No, it's fucking me." You know? So I came in the house, and I go, "Where's your father?" He goes, "Oh, he's down at the client's house." I said, "Where's his phone?" His phone's in the room. He forgot to. I said, "Who the fuck leaves without the phone?" I said, "I'm calling this guy 3, 4
I didn't know you were going to come.
And he fucking he leaves his phone. What if there's an emergency? What if something happened to you? What if the house is on fire? What the fuck? A guy leaves the fucking phone at home? I don't know. I said, "Listen, I'm fucking leaving. I gotta go eat. I'll come back later." So I fucking left, right? And then he fucking calls me, "Jimmy, where are you?" I said, I'm eating now." I said, "Let me get something to eat." I said, I'll catch you a little later, you know. So I go back a few hours later, and I pull up to the house. And, George lives in like these condo, they all kind of look similar, these condo units, so.
No, that was the next day you came by. The next day you came, not Saturday night. Yeah, so you came by Sunday. You slept at the hotel Saturday and said you're going to come
Sunday
by.
I left, George. I left Sunday. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, but that was Friday, right?
You're
Okay,
just as fucked up as me. So anyway, I go there, let's say the next day. I think it was a few hours later, George. It was the same day. So anyway, I pull up, I get out, and I see the screen door, right? And I open up the screen door, and I'm looking through the window, and I'm knocking on the door. I say, "Where the fuck now? His son's gone too now." So I open the door, and I yell into the house. I go, "George! Sean! Anybody there? George!" No, it's all quiet. Close the door. I say, "You know what? Let me sit over here a little bit." So I had like a bench, one of those benches you sit on, and you swing, So I sat on a bench, and I'm just hanging out, swinging on the bench. I was there for like an hour.
Your hat, the hat you're wearing.
Oh, I had the fedora hat on, the gangster hat, right? So I'm just sitting there and I'm swinging on the bench. I said, "All right, fuck this. I'm gonna leave. I'll come back later." I left.
They probably think you were a hitman or something like that. The name is.
Well, it gets better. So now I go back later and I go back to the same fucking house. I open the screen door. I'm knocking on the door. I'm yelling. I open the door again. "George!" I didn't want to walk in. God forbid, whatever. I just opened the door because I knew it was George.
You don't do that in Florida.
Yeah, right. I don't want to get shot. So I just opened the door. I'm yelling, "George, Sean, George." Nobody nowhere. I sit down and go back on the bench. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm rocking. I'm sitting there. I waited another fucking half hour, 2, 3, 5. I don't know how long I was there. So then I finally leave. And then I call him.
Why did you call him?
I finally did. I said, "Let me call him again." So I call him, and he finally answers. I go, "George, where the fuck are you? Where are you, man?" He goes, "I'm home." "How could you be home? I was just knocking on the door. I was swinging on your fucking bench in the front. That I was swinging." He goes, "You were swinging on the bench?" I said, "Yeah, I sat down. I was in the front of the house." He goes, "Jimmy, I don't have a bench for the house." I said, "I don't have a fucking bench." I said, "Holy shit." I was probably at some old people's houses. They were probably looking out the window saying, "Joe, Ralph, don't go outside. There's some fucking maniac on the bench." She said that there. Lock the door. Maybe he'll go away. You know what I mean? I'm on his fucking thing. I'm rocking on his chair. I was here for a fucking hour. You know what I mean? Holy shit. I said, my fucking jaw dropped. I said, George, wait. He goes, where are I? I said, I'm sitting on your bench. He goes, I don't have a bench. I went, what? I said, what?
You should have known better. He doesn't have furniture. Come on, Jimmy.
I didn't remember what was on the porch when I went back. I don't remember.
Furniture.
They probably got
think
ring
involved in
video of
something
you
like that.
sitting there on somebody's bed. You know, the little ring
You're lucky
video.
to
I visualize these two old people coming home, and here's this big ass dude with a fedora hat on, sitting on their bench, rocking like this in a chair. They probably saw me and said, "Honey, just keep driving. Don't
Hey, you
even
look like the
that way."
hitman from The Godfather.
Did you have the leather
That's who you look like with that fedora hat.
Did you have the
hitman, The
black
Godfather,
leather sport
and
coat
Meyer
on?
Lansky in Miami? That's what
No, I
Jimmy
didn't
looks
know.
like with
I
the hat
did
and
my
everything.
black nylon
He's
shirt.
sitting
I
on
didn't
that fucking thing, all dressed in black too. Dressed in black.
You can't make this shit
The
up, guys.
fucking ring video. They're watching the video later on. You have people watch the video later on. Jesus Christ. Look who, Rita, who the fuck is that? And this fucking Jimmy.
It might be the guy across the street. The guy across the street has like 10 guns. He looks like the guy. He
Jimmy
looks
would have
like
been
what's
dead
his
if that
name,
was that
Junior
guy.
from Sopranos. His next mafia guy. He looks just like Junior from Sopranos.
You know what's
I
funny?
couldn't believe it.
The guy probably saw Jimmy with the fedora on. He said, ran and hid because he's an ex-mafia guy. He probably fucked somebody over. He's hiding in Florida, and he thinks Jimmy's
They
a
found
hitman.
us in witness protection. We can't. I can't
He
believe
thinks
it.
Jimmy's fucking a hitman. He's like, Jesus
Greg,
Christ.
I was fucking knocking on the fucking
I'm the only
window.
guy he gets
I
along with.
opened up the fucking door. I'm yelling, George. I sit
Oh,
down in the
shit,
fucking
the
chair.
Gambinos,
Hey,
they sent somebody
Jimmy,
to
they had to
find
be
him.
home if the doors were open, right?
The door was open. I opened it up, you know,
They had
like
to be
halfway,
home.
and I'm yelling, George, Sean, George. Nobody's here. So I closed the door. I said, the bench is right there. I sat on the bench. I said, fuck it, I'll wait right here. And I'm just hanging out for like a fucking hour, you know.
Dude, they were hiding in the basement. They saw you on the ring, and they were hiding in the basement.
Can you
Like,
imagine?
holy fuck, the Gambinos.
The
They found
problem
fucking
is
George. I
no
said,
basement
where
in
the
Florida,
fuck are-
Greg.
I was like,
What's
where
that?
are you, George? I'm home. I'm on
Georgie,
your bench. He goes, I don't have a bench.
George,
Yeah.
go find a neighbor and ask them if they saw him out there.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, go find them.
I don't know if I think the guy across the street does have a fucking swinging
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
The
how many
mafia
people
guy.
swing in the
He's,
door?
he's in his house waiting with. He has like I'm probably gonna say 20 different guns. He goes, anybody that walks in my house is not walking out.
Well, it wasn't that Jimmy wasn't in that guy's house. That's for sure.
No, definitely not. No, they would. The way I looked, they definitely would have shot me. Man.
They were hiding in the basement.
All
They
right,
thought it was the fucking
let's
mafia.
move on. I want to move on to another topic. I don't know if you guys read in the news. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has been
He's still
condemning
alive?
the use of drug in sports.
I thought he was dead.
I thought he was
What?
dead.
No,
He's what?
He's been doing what?
he's condemning the use of drugs in sports.
Oh gosh.
All
He
right.
said professional athletes are pushing the known limits of what the body can do. Each year we jump higher, run faster, reach further. And each year humans are inspired to try harder and achieve more. The hunger to achieve the epitome is undeniable in sports. However, when this hunger converts into a necessity, it leads to unconventional ways of acclaiming it. I guess he means drugs.
Yeah, well, welcome to multi-million-dollar contracts and agents and managers forcing you to perform at your best.
It's funny that they only
24/7.
put pictures of bodybuilders and there's no basketball players, which I'm sure
Yeah.
some of them do
Jealous.
stuff.
He's jealous because he didn't get a chance to use the shit when he was younger. It
Well,
wasn't
of course.
Well, he didn't talk to anyone, right?
What about cortisone injections in your knee? What
Yeah.
about all the stuff that they do? The doctors give him to anesthetize, pain and stuff when he was
Yeah.
coming up the ladder.
Oxycontin they're doing and shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got
the whole
people like Calvin
trying to keep
Johnson.
yourself as
Yeah,
healthy and fit so you don't get injured.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
got
that's-
people like Calvin Johnson from the Detroit Lions that have confessed.
Better
the-
life through drugs,
you
man.
know,
That's the old
the-
saying.
That's right. Better living through chemistry.
That's right, man. Richard
Kareem
Berry, they always
was-
used to say that.
I say
Kareem was an amazing athlete at 7'2" or something like that. He weighed. Well, how tall was he?
Yeah, he was at
Something
least
like
seven
that.
something.
He probably weighed like
seven.
less
He
than
needed
300.
to, but and he didn't really talk to a lot of people. He was very antisocial, supposedly, when he was in his playing days, and so
Dave,
he
did he do
probably-
the Bruce Lee movie? Wasn't he in
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
karate guy. Yeah.
yeah,
Enter the
he
Dragon.
was friends with Bruce Lee.
Train him. Yeah, he used to train him.
But having said that, I think a lot of the guys weren't really sharing with Kareem what they were doing. But you don't think Magic Johnson and all those guys were taking gear
yeah,
back
but
in the
Kareem was before that. Dave,
Gold's Gym, those guys.
Dude, that's a different era. By the time Kareem retired,
he was in the 70s, Kareem, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was
in
into
the
the
early
80s.
70s when we were young.
His
Right,
second
yeah.
half of his career, though, he was with Magic Johnson and all those guys. Those guys were all juiced up. They
Well,
trained.
Magic did growth hormone, didn't he? Didn't Magic get AIDS when he was still playing?
I'm
or
talking
no?
before he had AIDS.
Okay.
Before.
You don't think those guys were juicing? Come on, no one even knew about
They were doing.
Yeah,
They were
of
doing
course.
something. They weren't testing him.
John, you were at Gold's Gym. Greg, you were at Gold's Gym. When you saw Magic Johnson and guys like that training at the gym, you think that they didn't know about drugs, about steroids?
They all did. I think Reggie Jackson was on steroids because when
I'm sure they were.
I did shoulders with him, bro, in 1981, and he was jacked, and he was hanging out with Kay Baxter and all of them who were. Big.
Oh yeah, they were taught. They were sharing information.
That's the thing, Dave. Kareem was in Gold's Gym. Magic Johnson was
Every
in Gold's
day.
Gym. They're in Gold's Gym every day with the biggest, most ripped, giant people in the entire fucking world. And you don't think they're going to say, what are they doing?
And
Kareem didn't even need the drugs. That's the difference, you know.
No, but John, you know what it is? It's that Kareem right now with Sunday's News on Monday. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to get out there. People talking about LeBron being the greatest, and they're talking about fucking Michael Jordan being the greatest. Nobody ever talks about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So he wants to get in that conversation and try to make it, well, you know, LeBron's great because he takes steroids, or maybe Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but he's making it negative, though, Greg.
I know, but he's trying to make it look like these guys are only good. I was just as good as them, but I was natural. That's what he's trying to make it.
Listen, you know, I listen. I gotta say something about steroid use and even stuff like when they give you shots in your joint. What is that epidural? What are they when you
cortisone?
Cortisone.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're an athlete or something like that, there's a certain point in time where you have to, get involved in it because you want to, some of it's for due to injury, some of it's because you're pushing and you're advancing, so this is what happens. I mean, like, it's not like listen, even if you did steroids, doesn't mean you're going to be Ronnie Coleman. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of work behind it. It's not just a needle in the ass and you're going to be Mr. Olympia.
Right.
It doesn't work like that, man. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of work, a lot of
No, Ronnie can't hit a home run.
But
some guys don't even make it. They get busted up.
You know
They
what
get
Jimmy's
pecs.
talking
They get
about?
biceps. I mean, it's not an easy thing. They make it. What I don't like about people that talk about steroids, they make it sound like you fucking shoot a needle and you're just fucking,
And it's a magic. It's a magic solution.
Right, and you're just fucking, bam. It's not like that, man.
Jimmy, the perfect example of what Jimmy's talking about is Roger Clemens, who actually pitched into his 40s because as he got older, he realized shit wasn't working right anymore.
Right.
So he did the babanya. And as soon as he started doing a little babanya, he started getting
babanya.
What is that, Greg?
That's
Italian slang for drugs. But what I'm saying is, he took the steroid. Bro, he was like fucking 44 years old.
Right.
And he's still playing.
Listen,
Your body doesn't heal.
Don't the average person, Greg, has to do drugs when they get to a certain age? They have to go to the doctor and they got to get a painkiller or this or that. The knee ain't working, the fucking eye. I mean, like, this is what happens, man.
Hormone replacement is the best thing. That's what everyone should be doing. Fuck the high blood pressure
especially
medication.
when you get, especially when you start
cholesterol, all that.
Late 30s and all of that.
But the question is, why can't people be like what Roger Clemens did? Why can't a fucking athlete get legit testosterone with a doctor and continue his fucking maybe still pitch or bat or play football till you're like 45?
Keep his levels like what they were at 20.
It's because baseball says it's against the rules.
It's against the rule.
You could take anything else that will, if you need a blood pressure medication or you need anything else, cortisone shot.
Yeah, well, those drugs are okay, right?
What about LASIK for the eyes? Right. What about guys who actually in baseball? There are guys who actually had LASIK surgery so they can see the ball better.
You know what kills me, Greg, is the pharmaceutical, the big pharma they call it. They got all the money, they got all the power.
They can't make enough money off testosterone. That's why.
I know, but my point is, like, when I watch TV once in a blue moon, because I don't watch that fucking Poison Box, but once in a while when I watch it, every other commercial is, something for the eye, something for your piss. Well, they got a commercial, the guy can't take a leak. Then he's taking a drug. Then they got a fire hose turns on. And shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's okay. But you take a little testosterone because you want to train a little longer. That's no good, man.
It makes you healthy. That's
so
why.
Here's the ultimate hypocrisy in that. Okay, it's giving a boy testosterone, or giving a male testosterone so he could perform better, healthier, stronger, faster, whatever.
What's wrong with that?
Is bad, right? But give estrogen to a girl so that she can have a 14-year-old girl, so she can have recreational sex without getting pregnant, and that's completely okay.
And John, you missed one thing.
You talk about
what
the
about
pills,
the girl who wants to be the boy?
Right,
Well, that's next.
What about the girl
Yes,
or the boy who takes
that's next. Wait, I wasn't done.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
next. Now, so you got testosterone bad for the boy who wants to be a boy, estrogen good for the girl who wants to have sex and not get pregnant, and then testosterone good if the girl who's taking the estrogen now wants to turn into a guy, she can quit the estrogen and take the testosterone, and that's okay too.
John,
so the only guy that can't use the testosterone is the guy that it's made for.
Yeah.
John, you ever seen the movie Jacob's Ladder?
Because they want to make everyone weak.
You ever hear Jacob's Ladder? That movie Jacob's Ladder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that was an experiment. That was based on a true story, man. So what happened was the government gave.
Are you going to mention the flat Earth in this somehow?
No, there's nothing to do with that.
Okay, all right.
So the government gave this drug. They put it in the pot because they knew a lot of guys in the army smoked the shit. So back in the Vietnam era, so they laced it with some kind of a drug. There was a test to make them very
They laced it with acid. DMT or whatever it's called, whatever the I don't know.
It wasn't
movie,
acid.
George. Let him talk.
It was some sort of a drug to make them very aggressive, to kill, to be like out of their mind. And what happened was in the movie, you didn't know it till the end, they turned on each other, and they were just fucking hacking each other up and shooting each other, and they were just fucking lost their minds, But so experimental drugs with the government, that's okay, but a guy wants to shoot a little test, it's no good. I can't take the fucking,
It's
the
the
like
demasculination of men. John says it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, like I saw a thing on YouTube the other day that they put it in like when you drink water from plastic bottle, certain foods. Like they want
on that. I just did a whole video on that on my channel. I just talked about how testosterone. They want to kill your testosterone with the plastics.
Yeah, listen. Then you combine it. Then you combine it with everything. Like John said, you combine it now with everything that's going on. They're teaching kids. They actually have a medical facility that teaches little boys how to be, girls. They have it's like a guidebook, and they tell you it's like, so they want to knock the testosterone. They don't want the man. They don't want the Rambo anymore. They want all this other. They're rising up with all this other stuff.
Who was that guy? James Cameron, who made the fucking Terminator. He's against testosterone. He wants it eliminated from the men's system. It's exactly what he said. Eliminated.
Next time someone tries to come and rob him, see who he calls.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute, James.
Who's he going to have? Some
right?
female there?
Yeah, James Cameron, the movie producer,
he's a big producer.
Yeah,
So
he made
why
some
would
of the most testosterone-fueled movies in the entire history of the world.
Yeah, didn't he do Terminator and all that shit?
Testosterone.
He commented on that like last week.
There it is, right here. He said Cameron calls testosterone a toxin.
Toxin.
What, Ben? He's saying men are a toxin.
No, but he wouldn't. I'll tell you what. If he
eliminate himself, then what is he talking about? These guys are fucking crazy.
He wouldn't tell a fucking female-to-male trainee that. He wouldn't have the balls because today with the political correctness, he'd be like, no, it's only toxic for men, but you girls, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the balls to do that shit.
It's a war on God and family.
That fucking guy.
Two things: God and family. God and family. And once you take God out of the equation, family, the whole society breaks down. That's what the war is.
Right now, brother. Right on, brother. Right on.
100% right now. That's why they're trying to get rid of religion, statues, history, all that shit. It's all bullshit.
They want to get rid of the American people too. They got wide open borders.
This country will only work on Judeo and Christian values. You have to have a value system.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? They had Chuck Schumer on the other day, and Chuck Schumer was saying the reason why we're letting the people over the border is because Americans aren't having enough babies, and we want to, we want to replenish.
Bullshit.
But wait,
bullshit.
Wait a minute. Listen, he's the same guy who believes in abortion up to the moment of birth. So which is it?
Moment of birth, first year of college.
It's bullshit is right because he
Greg, you can't listen to a word these people say anymore.
Of course.
The truth is
just
over,
like the
man.
King.
There's
Same
no
thing
more
as the Liar
truth.
King. They're all liar kings.
There's no more truth. There's no more truth. It's gone.
Joe Biden said it best, bro. We believe in truth, not facts.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You're right. You're right.
Here's what Cameron said.
He's bringing trannies to the White House and all
that. Trying to make. Meanwhile, all these kids think it's okay. No, there's something wrong in your head.
Look, John, Romano, let me ask you this: How about that prison release? A lot of people didn't go over too well with that prison release. That was a bad move, man.
That was pretty fucking bad.
That was pretty fucking bad, man. Matter of fact, that one Democrat in the Senate, she actually stepped down because of that.
Yeah,
she stepped down.
Cinema.
They trade an anti-American,
The girl didn't even like America. She said that it wasn't even. They shouldn't even play the national anthem at the basketball. Right. This motherfucker is against America. But when she got released out of that Russian prison, she was running for the fucking bus to come back home to America. That's fucking horseshit. That shit pisses. And they left the fucking Marine there. That really fucking agitates the shit out of me.
And who did we trade him for? Who did we trade her for?
That fucking the most wanted man in the world. Yeah. And then who's that little bitch with the curly hair? She looks like a little rag doll. She talks to the media. She said that the reason why they let that girl go is because she's a fucking role model to America.
What, a lesbian?
Are you fucking kidding me?
A lesbian?
Yes, that's what she said.
That's
what she said.
That's not who you are. So
the girl's a role model. How the fuck is that motherfucker a role model for America?
Fucking bullshit. Jimmy, nobody thinks that. 99.9% of this country thinks how we're thinking.
She said it right.
They're
in the
afraid
fucking,
to say
right
it.
in the news.
Get out of here.
But
who you are isn't who you like to have sex with. So when I go for a job, what are your attributes? Oh, I'm a heterosexual.
What do you want? We got back in American. She's like, what do you want? She said it was either her or nobody. Bullshit.
No, that's true.
Hey,
that's not true.
Hey, is Brittney a good guy? Is Brittney hey, Greg, is Brittney a good guy?
She's a nice guy.
She's a nice guy.
Oh, gosh.
Wait, Dave, go back to what Cameron said about testosterone.
What is it? Is it a girl or a guy anyway? I don't even know what the fuck it is.
No, she's a girl. Bro, that's like she's like 6'7" or something like that, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very tall. She should have stuck to basketball. Whenever people get, my father always said, don't get involved in politics. Don't talk politics. Don't talk religion. Do your thing and stay out of that. She's a great athlete. She should have stuck to playing
she
basketball.
could have been a role model. Hey, get fit.
Yeah.
Who
Dave, a lot of them do that.
A lot of them,
listen, like even the fucking actors, they want to get all, when Sean Penn went to go visit fucking, he went over to Iraq to go sit down with, who the fuck are you? You're a fucking actor. Stick to fucking acting. Now you're on a plane going with Saddam, you're going to go sit down in Iraq? I mean, what the fuck, what is this shit?
Dude,
it's fucking retarded, man.
These guys are bored. That's why, Jimmy.
Zelensky had
I'll tell you what, give me his fucking money. I'll show you how bored I am, all right?
When you
I'm
have all the money in the world, you get bored,
I'll tell you that.
Jimmy. You're lucky you don't have all that money.
Yeah, runs people.
You know what? Our friend,
it's we're lucky he doesn't have that much.
Wait,
he still wouldn't call when he comes.
I would have that money.
No, I fly over your fucking house in a helicopter.
I wish Big George had that money. Forget about it. It would be raining money everywhere if George had that money.
It'd be like Dumb and Dumber.
If you gave George $1 billion, John, he'd have it spent in a year. He'd give it away.
Shorter than that.
1 year.
George,
no,
6 months. 6 months.
He did 800,000 in like 6 months.
What would you do with the money?
I'd take $500,000 from that million.
When you're in, how much money did you?
If I gave you $1 billion, George, what would you do with it?
$1 billion?
Yeah.
First thing I'd do is I would open up a big factory, for our products and the rebrand. Then I would build. Hold on. Then I would build. I'm going to build a gym for the vets. I'm going to build a big gym for vets and for kids suffering from depression that come and work out and train.
That's good.
And that's what a nonprofit. And that's what I would do.
Yeah,
George,
in other words, George, you're a goodwill dude.
Spend on the gym?
You're a goodwill guy.
Hold on, how much did you spend on the gym? You got $1 billion in the bank. I
would spend about $1 million on the gym. I would
No
build
way.
a big facility with MMA training, weights and everything.
John,
What?
you know he wouldn't spend. He'd spend way more than that, John.
At least 5 times that.
Yeah, at least 10 times that he'd spend.
Right. So
I'm not frivolous.
You know what? He would bring back Da Vinci from the dead to build the gym for him.
Yeah. Well, it's got to withstand the rigors of forever. So,
I tell you, I wouldn't even know what to do if I got money like that. I would take me like
you'd have a heart attack and die probably. You'd be
probably.
Dead.
Yeah. It'd probably take me a fucking half a year to figure out what I want to do.
I would promote fathers. That fathers matter. We need fathers.
Jimmy would still be driving the truck, John.
Yeah, and complaining about it. Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck to do with the money. I got to work. I got no money.
I got to stay here in New York.
Oh, when I got off the plane this morning, John. It was snowing, bro.
Yeah. Welcome home.
Oh God.
You're gonna be there forever.
No, I'm not. Stop saying that, please. It scares me.
Dave.
I'm 63. I'm 63 years old, John. I'm not gonna die here.
Yes, you are. Because
you're like my dad.
Dave, let me give you an example. Dave, let me give you an example of the damage that Jimmy willingly does to himself based on his apathy and desire to remain miserable in one of the shittiest shitholes in America right now. Yeah. Okay? He's looking through. I sent him a picture. He sent me a picture of this fucking tree that's out here, right? And this big tree with all these fucking limbs, and it's like this. It's like a cathedral.
That's a cool tree, man.
Big fucking tree. It's It's famous for over here. So he sends me. It's in South Carolina. So I send him a picture back of the same fucking tree with Valerie, my wife, and her best friend Christy standing under the tree. Christy was single like 3 years ago, and we were talking. Valerie and I were talking to her about Jimmy. All right. So I tell Jimmy about her, and Jimmy's, and this and that. And
I think it was 5 years ago.
It might have been 5 years, 3 to 5 years ago. and so he sees the picture of the girl in the tree. He goes, "Wow, who's that?" And I go, "Christy, that's the girl I was telling you about." He goes, "Oh, yeah, she's beautiful." I go, "Yeah, she's been married for 2 years already." And he goes, "What? What do you mean? She didn't wait for me?"
John, he is my dad. I'm going to get a call from his brother, and he's going to be like, "I can't take my brother Jimmy anymore. He's 85 years old. He's fucking losing his mind. You got to take him down in Florida." And I'm going to have to do what I did to my dad. I'm going to have to fly to New York. I'm going to have to trick Jimmy, get him drunk, put him in the car, go to the airport with a first-class ticket, get him on the plane. He won't even know where he is. I'm like, "Jimmy, we're going to a restaurant. Give him a glass of wine. We'll drink wine in first class. I'll get him off the plane, and I got to take him and then put him at the Gulf Coast Village down the block." So that's the only way I'm going to get him to Florida.
Dave, is there any women there?
There's plenty of women in there. And then I'm going to go every week, and I'm going to visit Jimmy, maybe twice a week at Gulf Coast.
He saw tons of women down
here. Hey, didn't you tell Sal he was in Spain?
No, he told me he thought he was in Spain.
Yes,
I said, "Yes, you are, Dad. It's great here."
That's probably what I'll do to you, Dave.
I got to catch up on the language. I don't know if I know the language. He starts giving me some Spanish sayings he was remembering. And the Spanish nurses are like, "Oh, your father speaks very well." So
in other words, you're saying that when you take me down here drunk and blind and all that, and I land in Florida, I'm going to think I'm in Italy somewhere, probably, right?
Probably. And then finally, you will have made it to Florida. Unfortunately, you probably only have another year or two left to live.
The body will make it there, but not the mind.
Oh, Jimmy, tell him about my place when you were here.
Oh yeah, it's great, man. I love it. It's got the pond in the back there with the porch. It was nice, really nice.
You could be living right next door to him.
Yeah,
you could have a swing right in your front door.
He slept like a baby when he was here.
I was surprised because when you pull up to the house, it's got a little screened-in porch, with a window and a door, and it doesn't look big,
No swing and bench.
Swing.
No, yeah. I was
Not
funny,
the real
man.
place.
I don't have a bedroom, but I said anyway. So going in there, you open up the door, and then the place just widens up, and it's a huge kitchen and living room and bedrooms, and I was like, holy shit! This when I went there the first time when Sean was there, I said, wow, this place is fucking big. I didn't think it was this fucking big from outside.
And it's very reasonably priced too, right, George?
Yeah, and then he's got the lake in the back. It's
they're
nice,
going for
man,
$250 now.
Oh, really?
They were 120 like about 4 years ago.
Did you buy it, or are you?
No, I'm just renting right now. But we're gonna start buying. We're gonna buy something.
You could have bought it 2 years ago when you were there.
I know. We're gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a
how long
couple.
the list is of things that Georgie should have done 2 years ago?
I'm still.
I'm guilty of that too, man.
Look, I'm here,
John.
So
If I got
I'm in Florida,
you know what, Georgie? That's 100% right.
That's right.
You made it. You're in Florida.
Yes.
Over here, this guy, no, he's not. And Tony Randall's
and he can
position
stay.
on Hollywood Squares.
He can stay here.
He is not there. He is, but he makes stealth trips in the middle of the fucking night, and no one knows. And he'll come down, and he'll leave, and he'll say, "I left. I fucking left. I left." He
doesn't realize it was still busy. I mean, he thinks we
remember that movie with about Chuck Barris's life? The guy who did the Gong Show. He was like a secret agent. He would do these secret missions whenever he would go to the Gong Show. They give the guest.
He was with the CIA.
Yeah, he was at the CIA.
Right.
That's Jimmy.
Really?
Hey, Jimmy's got a good story.
Right.
Jimmy, tell him the mountain story from the Marines.
Oh, I think I've told that.
You told us the story.
All right.
I did.
Oh, I want to give a little props to someone because Janae Marie Crock, formerly Matt Crock, who's I think now gender fluid. You know who I'm talking about, guys?
Yeah.
No. She was a he. I used to interview him as he was a bodybuilder.
Gender fluid, it's they.
Yeah, I don't know, but.
Call her he or she. Call her they.
I like her. She's a good person, and she's she gets ridiculed sometimes, but you know what? She does what she wants. She said she would never compete, as a woman because she knows no one will beat her, and so she just did a jiu-jitsu tournament. I guess that's her new thing, and against men, she in the Masters, and she won. I want to pull the thing up there.
Wait, is it a she or a he? What the hell you?
Originally a he. Is a she
he.
now most of the time, but she competes in men's sports because she knows it's not fair to compete in women's sports.
She's a guy.
And when she was a he was a good dude.
Yeah. She's in the bald head. So she'll sometimes be a guy and sometimes be a woman. When she's doing sports, she'll do she'll shoot.
Yeah, he's whacked in the head.
No, the blue. She's in the blue.
He's a guy.
They're all blue.
It's a guy.
Well, no,
that guy.
But if you've seen her, I'll show you her name.
Though. He's the
George,
he puts a wig on. It's a guy. He's a guy with a wig.
Now she's a girl.
How is she a girl? Does she have a vagina?
I don't know. I didn't.
I mean, does he have? He's a guy with male bones his whole life. He's a guy.
That's why he competes in male sports.
It's a guy. So that's nothing special
doing male sports.
He can dress up as a woman if he wants, but you know what? It doesn't matter.
But hold on. Does he like men?
I don't know.
No.
So he doesn't like men.
No, he's a lesbian.
Look,
so why would you change?
Listen,
just be a guy, be a girl.
This is what she likes to do. She had surgery to make her voice higher.
Greg, here's the thing, Stunadi. Listen. There's something wrong here.
Why?
I'm not.
Let people do what they want as long as they don't try.
Go ahead, but they're promoting.
I would have had a problem with it. He did, but he is not.
What?
He's not competing as a woman. He's competing as a
man.
She's not down at the library, and she's not down at the library reading kids' books. So like the other drag.
She's not teaching in the kindergarten class either.
Right.
So let her
be. So let her be.
She's
competing against guys. What more can you ask for?
But it's still a guy. She's a guy, though. It's not a girl.
He's a biological guy, but if she wants to be a woman, who cares?
They had a girl that was a Division I wrestler. and she was the top, and she went against guys that were regular strength. She couldn't beat 70% of the guys that had regular strength. She couldn't hold them grip. She tried to grip them and hold them, and regular normal guys would break her grip. And she was a Division I wrestler.
Right.
That was with regular guys who don't even wrestle.
What does that have to do with Janae Marie?
I'm just trying to say that she's a guy.
But she can beat
against
men.
No one's denying that.
We know.
But she's competing
Greg
against
even
men.
said she's a good
Right,
guy.
so it's nothing special. She's not doing anything special.
No,
She's competing as men.
no,
as
she
fine.
is. Wait, no.
Yeah.
She is doing something special. She is not competing with
Oh,
women.
gotcha.
Right.
You're right.
That's what
On
she's
that
doing.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
then she's a model for that.
Right, because
Right.
you got some transgenders that
For that, but still,
yeah.
I'm all in support of people doing what they want to do and being who they were, as long as they don't try to like cross over and take advantage of the loophole of being able to compete against.
you want them teaching kids, Dave? You want them to teach kids in school? Kids are confused.
Crock is not doing that though. Crock is
No, he's not doing it. But what I'm talking
course
about
not.
is actually happening in
school.
school.
No, I don't want my kids learning.
Well, that's Dave. I'm telling you.
I
That's
didn't
what
learn about anything sexual in school. They didn't teach us anything. Why all of a
No,
sudden?
they're doing it now, Dave. They are doing it now.
Not in Florida. They're not.
They're doing the other
Put them in
stuff.
private school. Put them in
We
private
don't
school.
do that shit in Florida. DeSantis
Yeah, I would put them in private school if they were doing it in Florida, but they're not.
My kids are in
said,
private
no
school.
way.
You know, I got to say, when I was a
Yours
kid,
are in private
they didn't
school?
teach anything like that in school either. But I tell you, as I got older, it was fun to explore and find out myself.
Yes.
You know, when I was growing up, it was fun. It was fun to explore that little thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they didn't teach us about it, you know, in school. And by the time I was with a woman, I knew all about the function and what you do with it and all that. I found that myself.
Like a real man does, Jimmy.
What?
You learned it on
Yeah,
the street.
like Greg going down the 42nd
Yeah, I went on the
Street
right. I
in
laid
New
down the street. I made out with the girl. You know, before you know it, my hand was down the pants. I was my
quarters
fucking
in
cock
the
was hard
peep
as a telephone pole.
show. And Jimmy learned about sex like every boy in New York. They went to the peep show on fucking 42nd Street.
And the Playboy magazine.
That's right.
And they learned everything they needed to know right there.
That's right. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Acts on stage.
Fucking 50 cents in quarters. You put them in the fucking slot.
Greg, do you remember when you? Greg, do you remember how old were you when you first learned that how babies were made?
Oh fuck! I was maybe 10.
My
neighbor told me. He was showing me porn and shit, and he said to me, "Your father stuck his thing in your mother's pussy."
What?
And I said, "My father would never do that."
What? Greg, your neighbor was showing you that shit? You didn't tell your dad?
My neighbor was older than me. He's a boy.
Did you tell your dad?
And
Well, you
he's
think it's
telling
normal.
another kid that your father stuck his penis.
Well, if he did that to my fucking, I would have killed the guy.
My father would never.
He was a kid, Georgie. He was a kid. He was a little older than him. He was a kid.
Oh, I thought it was an adult.
God, you gotta give somebody some slack here.
An older boy who had like smut magazines and shit.
Yeah.
And he showed me the smut magazines, and he told me, "Look, your father stuck his thing inside your mother's thing." And then he showed it in a smut magazine. There was a girl sucking a cock, and he goes, "And your mother does that too. She puts your father's thing in her mouth." And I went home and I asked my mother. My mother was like, she was in shock, and she goes to me, "That you should really go talk to your father. Ask your father." So I went down to my father.
She didn't deny it.
And my father goes to me, "Go ask your mother." You know what I'm saying? So that's how I found out.
The first time I got laid, I was at a party. I was like 12 years old, and it was a
12?
backyard party.
Whoa.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12
Jimmy.
years old. Yeah. And I had some girl. She was always after me. This chick, I'll never forget it. And I was in the backyard. We were hanging out. Everybody was like, we were all hanging out in the backyard. And she says we were in the back. She goes, "Jimmy, did you ever get laid?" I says, "No, I don't even know what a pussy looks like." You know what I mean? Fucking girl takes off her clothes and just rips my pants off and starts fucking me at 12 years old. In the backyard.
That ruined you. That explains
that
a
was
lot.
Then I was like a fucking wolf that got the taste of the blood. After that, I was over. I wanted to fuck everything and everybody.
I was 12 years old, and a fucking neighbor girl jerked me off.
Really?
Yeah. I was 12. I was about 12, 13. I don't even think I was 13.
How come I never got lucky like that?
And she jerked me off. She was an older girl. She was ugly, too. But
so Greg, I had the babysitter. I told the story one time. I went
way,
next door. The babysitter was this chick, Liz. I'll never forget her. Right, so I started making out with her. I ended up on the bed, and I had my hand up her pants. I'm fucking doing that thing there, and I was so excited. You know what I mean? But I was kissing her, and when I was hugging her and kissing her, I smelled my hand. I was probably like 12,
shit.
Maybe 14 at that time. I was maybe 13.
He was
it was the neighbor.
Johnny was an experienced sexual predator at that point, right?
Yeah, I was. No, it was very bad now. So then, I'm with him. I got my hand up her pants, and I go to hug her and kiss her, and I smelled my hand by accident because I was hugging her, and it smelled so bad. I got up. I said, "Listen, I gotta go." You know what I mean? And I went home, and I was washing my hands with Ajax and Comet, And then I got hungry. I'll never forget. I got hungry. I wanted to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I went to eat the sandwich. I bit into the sandwich, and I still smelled the shit on my through the fucking sandwich. I was like ruined for like fucking months after that.
I've had to put bleach and peroxide and bleach.
Your fingers up her ass when you were making out with her. You couldn't like.
I wasn't sticking my finger up her ass. I had my fingers up her vagina.
Her fucking pussy stunk.
Yeah, she must have had like a fucking tuna fish sandwich before or something.
When I was older,
like that coffee can smell.
When I was like 19 years old, I fucked this chick in a Mustang. Remember back in the old days, I had a 65 Mustang, so the seat went back all the way. Yeah. So I fucked the shit out of her, and her pussy was so big, she was fat. And she fucking, I hate fat girls, but my friends hooked me up with this shit. So I'm over there, and her pussy was like literally soupy. You know what I mean? It's all wet. Yeah. So I wiped it on her chest. It was horrible. She got out of the car. I fucked the shit out of her, right? And I prayed to God, please let me come, because I didn't really want to fuck her. You know what I mean? So I spakeemed right inside her. I get out. She gets out of the car after having sex with me, and she pisses. And we were in a parking lot. We were at Purchase College. We were in their parking lot. So she gets out of the car. She's taking a piss. She throws a little fart when she's peeing. And I'm like, I gotta get this girl away from her. So anyway, it's like 7 in the morning. I'm home. My father's up. He just got up. He's making coffee to go to work. And my father goes to me, Jesus Christ, did you shit your pants? And I said, no. And he goes to me, what the hell is that goddamn smell? You shit your pants. Get the hell out of here. And I'm like, I didn't shit my pants, but what it was is he smelled that fucking, she was so bad. Her name was
Isn't it amazing how bad they can smell down there?
Dude, it was the worst. I've had some fucking serious, I've had some yeast infection, girls.
Like a corpse.
Dude, that shit smelled. Dude, you know what that smelled like? It's Sheep's Head Bay, like low tide. You know when the tide goes down? I was like, holy fuck, it's like low tide in here, man. And I was sitting at Sheep's Head Bay. You know where they go, shit, and all the fucking rotten fish are up on the shore. Over there in Brooklyn, I'm like, holy fuck, it's low tide in my car. It was unbelievable.
It's amazing how some women don't know they smell like that. I'm like, why do you smell like? They're like, what do you mean? I go, do you not smell this? They're like, no. I'm like, how can you not smell that? It's like,
dude, that's what I was thinking. That's why
Obama's got a black eye, John. He told some girl.
See if Greg remembers this. There was this girl in Gold's Gym back in the day. Greg, do you remember? She would walk certain times in a month. That girl will walk past you in the gym. Oh shit, your eyes would water. It was like
they liked it though.
Horrible.
No,
it was like, but it was like she would pass by and it was like a second, like it was like jet exhaust. You know.
I gotta tell you, John, God rest his soul, but my boy Bob Bonham, sometimes he'd like that when they bleed or stunk. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, how can you eat that shit?
It's either an STD or it's BB.
No, this girl was like every month.
You know what it is? I had this stripper and I stuck a shower massage in it because she stunk so bad. And guess what? It still stunk. You can't get that shit out of there. She stunk really bad. I used a shower massage on her vagina. She was a stripper. And after that, she still stunk.
It's an infection or
maybe she needed an enema.
They got like the pH gets messed up and they get bacterial growth.
Is that just body chemistry?
Yeah. It could be the food you're eating too.
Breath stinks. It's the same shit.
I can. You do the finger test. You go down there and you kind of scratch your face. You're like just to kind of see what it smells like.
Dude, I ate the box. It was like rubbery. You know what I mean? And it was rubbery and gritty.
It was like al dente pasta, Greg.
Gritty? Right? Wait, it was gritty?
dude, it was a little gritty, like a little sandy. So I turned on the fucking light. I'm like, what is this shit? And she had like white crust in her fucking lips. It didn't stink. It didn't
That
stink.
was the dude's bust before the day before.
Ew,
it was rubbery. It was like fucking like rubber. It was weird. The vagina.
And by now, mushrooms? Somebody's mother.
She had yeast. And you know what's funny? I caught chlamydia from that shit. That was fucking. I had gonorrhea when I was 19. My mother's like, why is there blood on your underwear? Because I had blood coming out of the hole of my dick. And it was so bad that the doctor, when I went there, he stuck his finger up your ass and he milks your prostate. I had the green shit coming out of there. It was like snot, like when you cough up a loogie. I had fucking that shit.
Greg,
put it on.
Greg, I got to tell you, Greg, I probably heard the story 15 times from you, and it gets funnier every time I hear it. I don't know why.
It's the truth.
It's so crazy.
He milked my prostate. He kept sticking his shit out. Like, I told him that feels pretty good.
Greg got raped. He got raped at the doctor's office.
I guess that's why he likes enemas.
I asked the doctor. I said to the doctor, are you
reminds him, Doctor,
that the doctor took him out to dinner afterwards.
Jimmy's like, who's that doctor?
He started paying his bills.
And I imagine the doctor was a good guy.
He was a good guy.
I gotta say something about the smelly vagina, man. Some girls can't help it. Like I think it's like Dave said, it's a pH imbalance.
But they can fix that. They can fix that.
They can. So I was with this girl years ago. I was gonna marry her. I got engaged to her, but I was struggling because her vagina stunk so bad. And I really cared for the girl. I wanted to get married, thinking that was the right thing to do. But I used to bang a doggy style, and I had to turn my head to the side because the smell was just coming. I'd be fucking her like this, you know what I mean? I couldn't take it anymore, So finally I told her, I said, listen, babe, you got to go to the doctor. You got to fix that. I can't deal with it no more. I'm being honest with you. I don't want. She said, what's the matter? I says, your vagina stinks to high heaven. I can't even go over there anymore. I said, you got to do something with it, So she went to the doctor and she got these fucking pills. So make a long story short, we broke up, and years later I was in California. I don't know when she was out there. This is like years later. I didn't see her, right? So we ended up getting a hotel room together, and we started making out. I'm laying down, she's on top of me. All of a sudden, we got our clothes off, and all of a sudden she wanted to do 69, right? So she swung her ass around, like, to blow me. And I looked at the air, and I was like, whoa! I couldn't even, because the memory of the stink. So when she swung her ass around, I was like, holy shit! I was like, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And the girl probably didn't even.
Did you have PTSD from the vagina?
Yeah, from the vagina. I like PS. Right. When she started coming around with the ass, I was like, oh shit! I saw it coming. You know what I mean? I was like,
Jimmy, you know what it is? You ever have a dude that has bad breath all the time? You're like, bro, fucking chew some gum. You fucking stink. It smells like you ate a shit sandwich. But it does. The gum don't get rid of it. It's because it's coming from the stomach. Right. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
It's the same thing with the vagina. You can fucking stick a hose up there and clean that shit and still smell like low tide.
Yeah.
Do you remember
so it ain't from the stomach, the vagina smell. So I understand the breath, because you could have a.
No, but it's the same concept. You can't clean it.
It's the bacteria down there.
You gotta fix it. It's either STD, bacteria is off, or bacterial vaginosis. So. Sometimes you got to be straight up with the girl at first. You're like, listen, like something's wrong. That's not okay. Fix it. Some guys are just like, I'll just get through with it. No, the girl needs to know, like, hey,
no, you can't get through that, bro.
You can't get through it. You tell them, hey.
No, you got to tell them. Yeah, you got to tell them.
I like the way Armand
there's no getting through it.
I like the way Armand
Jimmy still hasn't gotten through it.
If you're from New York, you know how fucking bad Sheep's Head Bay smells. Right? It's legendary.
When the tide goes out.
Legendary. Pilots have to avoid it when they're flying into LaGuardia. They can't fly over it. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah, that she gets into the ventilation system.
Exactly.
People choke out. Yeah. It's bad, Sheep's Head Bay.
How bad it is.
You know why it's bad, John? Because there's a lot of bodies down there. That's why the fucking Sheep's Head Bay is so bad.
Dude, that's what she smelled like, Sheep's Head Bay, like low tide. You know when it's low tide on Sheep's Head Bay? It's got to be low tide, and that shit fucking reeks. It reeks.
Damn,
I'm
I'm
I like
thankful
the
that
way
I never had
Armand put that. You should tell a girl, instead of saying your pussy stinks, you got to say, you have vaginitis. You know what I'm saying? So
Vaginitis.
That sounds like a commercial.
There's a problem.
Greg, you should do the commercial.
Call the
Yeah,
doctor,
because your
figure it out.
vaginitis is giving me sinusitis.
I got chlamydia.
I
in my
just called
eye
it right
before.
out. Your fucking your
Did you
vagina
really?
stinks.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had this
seriously?
girl, and I brought her over, and I was like, "Yeah, I better use a condom with this one." So that was a good choice, anyways. So I pull out, she squirts, it goes all in my face, and like whatever, which is fine, whatever. The next morning, I wake up, my eyes closed shut, and I go in the bathroom, and it's like oozing, and it's closed shut. So I go to my doctor that day. He's South African. He goes, "You're disgusting. You got chlamydia in your eye." I was like, shit. And so, I mean, it was like that for 3 days. It was swollen shut.
What
like,
do they
had
do
all
for
this-
that?
He gave you bacteria, just the same as when you get it down there, and it cleared up in about 3 days.
Give me
and I
antibiotics.
called her.
What do you give you? Drops or pills?
Probably a
They gave me
moxicillin or
drops
something.
and the oral.
Wait a minute,
Wait,
back
I
up,
gotta ask
Amon.
John
Back up.
Romano
What
a question.
squirted in your face, Amon? What squirted?
Her vagina.
Wait,
You
that's
mean like
not,
when she came, she was spraying? She was spraying?
Yeah, like I was having sex with her, but I pulled out for a second and it just sprayed everywhere. Like she was a crazy squirter, which that's fine. But then
Yeah,
it got my eye.
You got those girls that are
It
squirters.
hurts.
Now, is
So-
that John? You always said that the squirters are just are women that pee in your face,
that's
basically.
what I was just going to ask
Right?
John Romano. Is that piss or is that cum?
Well, it comes from the
there's
same place.
Look at it this way, and anatomically, there's no bladder for it. So if a girl squirts like a fucking half a cup of fluid in your face,
It's got to be.
where's
pee.
that coming from? It's not spontaneously produced by some gland hidden in her vagina somewhere.
Well,
So
John, how
it
come
was
I saw when I saw the
screened, right?
documentary on Motley Crue, right? They had a girl in a party, and the drummer was going down on her, and then she came, and she was just her legs, she was just spraying the whole fucking room. That's not cum.
I
But
think
they
that's
could
piss.
empty their
No, it's
bladder
not.
before, so they
It's
could go
piss.
pee before, and then you have sex, and they can still produce all this extra, whatever. It should be like odorless and just tastes like salt water. But so it comes from the same place, there's so many debates, and I mean, I used to read about it all
Armin,
the
you're a
time.
great guy, but you're not a medical doctor.
Supposedly, in women, they're supposed to have a gland that's analogous to the prostate gland.
Yeah, well, where is it?
Spleen? Is it called
The
spleen
G-spot.
gland?
The G spot. It's right where the G
But
spot.
where do you
Yeah.
store
So
all
what
this
is it? Is it
fluid?
fucking urine, or is it fucking some
What
kind of?
kind of-
I think if it's like tons and tons of fluid, it's got to be urine. But if it's like a little bit, maybe it's from that gland. You know.
Right.
I think it's piss. It's piss.
The big,
That's what
huge
it is.
squirt that like lasts for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, like a fucking
Yeah.
we-
That's
Spraying
got to
the
be
whole
urine.
fucking room. Piss.
we
That
should
doesn't
get
smell
a
like
girl
urine,
on the
and it
show
doesn't-
Leslie.
to demonstrate. You know,
It
this
doesn't
whole
smell
thing.
like urine, and it doesn't taste like urine, but you know.
Not the-
Get Leslie. Ask her.
You know, John, we got to get a girl on the show to demonstrate exactly how that works and what it is. You know,
We could do in a whole event. You could have you showing her how to do the towel pull-ups.
No,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We gotta have Greg put like a scuba suit on. And he can be the guy. He can be the guy who receives the blast. And then he can do it like
Greg he wouldn't want a scuba suit. He wanted to do it natural.
And then we got to get Miller on the show because he can analyze the fluid and tell us exactly what's in it.
That's right.
Who, me?
No, Neller.
It's okay every once in a while, but some girls that do it every time, it's like that's enough. Let's I just
You
want
gotta
to not
change
have
the
to
sheets,
change
right?
the whole sheets
Yeah.
every time.
Yep.
Yeah, every time might be a little too much. You're right.
Yeah, too much.
The novelty wears off very quickly.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
like
Where is
that.
the piss, though? I don't know.
Yeah,
The third or fourth time you got to change the sheets, the novelty wears off.
yeah.
Well,
That's too much work.
You don't want to sleep on that puddle.
Lee Priest was telling me he was fucking some girl with shit on his pillow.
he probably
Dude,
has to. He
I mean,
probably
the
has
crazy. I'm fortunate enough to never have had a woman that stunk that bad. But I remember the first time it was my ex fiance prior to my wife. She was into like that anal shit and all that other stuff, right? And this was like the first time. This was like the first time me trying anal sex, man. And it's like, and I'm like fucking her. It's like I finally get into like the mood of that shit after like 3 minutes in. And then I pull my shit out, man, and there's like a fucking like gob of shit like that on the head of my cock, man. Dude, like
they got a prep.
Greg would have eaten the corn out of me.
Guys, I got many time.
Dude,
I
broke
got
up
many
with her.
time. Trust me.
Dude, I broke up with her. I broke up with her a month later. I broke up with her a month later because I just couldn't do it. I was so fucking traumatized.
You know what? You know what? You should have fucked a tranny instead because they prepare. They'll use the fucking.
They use the enemas. Greg knows about.
They use
Greg. You remind me of Greg. You remind me like the guy when years ago when you went to the vault. You was already in there, gangbanging everybody.
Huh? I used to be in the vault every night.
You used to go to the vault? No way,
all the time, bro. All the time, every night.
And then they had La Trapeze. They had La Trapeze too.
Yeah, the vault was way better than dude. The vault became hellfire.
I was only kidding.
There.
I didn't think you were at the fucking vault.
No, hey, dude, I used to, Jimmy, I brought Vinny Comerford. Me and Vinny Comerford would go. He would fucking disappear for fucking an hour and shit. I used to love that place. It's fucking filthy.
I can't believe you were there.
Dude,
I can believe it now. I was only fucking kidding though. I didn't really think you were there.
Man.
They know me by name.
That's why I never like picking up girls from bars because you go home and they got all those little wads of little toilet papers all over their vagina, pissing and wiping all night. Like I hate picking up girls from bars because they got those damn little pieces of toilet paper.
You got to make them take a shower first, Armand.
Right, wait a minute.
You make them take a shower first. That's the key.
I gotta ask Jimmy.
How many of them are going to do that?
You throw them right in the shower. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Do you like the 70s Bush or no? I like the Bush. I like the 70s Bush. I like that.
I like that
shit. Too much sweat.
Well, you like that
stuff
shape
in there.
shit.
I love that shape shit, man.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
Like my girl, like yo, my girl,
you like the hairy, right?
You know, I gotta just say something, Greg. I'm gonna talk about the hairy pussy.
Not girls that look like little babies.
That place, the vault, man, that was like Satan's fucking den, bro.
Jimmy, I was there every Saturday night.
I mean, Dave, you probably never went to the vault, right?
No.
Yeah.
This
place was like, just imagine you walk into like this gigantic place with many rooms, and it's just dark and dim lighting and smoke just drifting around, and as you're walking through the mist, you're seeing bodies fucking all over the place and hanging from fucking rope, and I mean, forget about it. I mean, the place was really eerie, you know what I mean?
Bro, did you ever see the old man? Jimmy, did you ever see the old man? He was chained, he was naked, and he was chained to the pole, and he'd roll around on the fucking ground, and it'd be fucking black dirt all from head to toe. And you would go in there, there's like fucking mistresses spanking dudes and fucking the craziest.
Place is nuts, bro. I saw like an older woman laying in the middle of the mat, and guys were lined up, just like banging her, and she was just like, in ecstasy, you know. Just I was looking at her like, what the fuck am I looking at here, man? This looks like something out of a page out of like Satan's book. I mean, like, you know, they were just lined up, and this woman's and just
you couldn't get enough of it.
Jimmy,
couldn't get enough. Banging all these guys, grabbing guys that was standing next to her, grabbing their cocks, pulling their cocks as guys are lined up banging her. I never saw anything like it in my life. I said, could this woman be that fucking horny? That she's got to have
walk down the aisle one day.
Fucking unbelievable.
Dude, the mistresses are the ugliest fucking, they're big, fat, fucking ugly, like mom-looking girls. And they would be spanking guys and doing the 6 jamming dildos and everything. I was there the night my girlfriend died. The night before my girlfriend died, we were there.
At the vault?
Wow.
Yep. The night before she died, we were there. I was with her and a bunch of girls.
That place was some scary fucking place.
Oh, I love it.
It was like some secret society, man. Like that movie with Tom Cruise, Eyes Wide Shut, but it was more
Jimmy,
dingy.
you walk down. You know. Listen, you walk down those steps, and then all of a sudden, you're in this fucking like dungeon, and it's black and dark, and there's grindy music playing. There's a bar in the middle, and it's all fucking red lights and shit. And you don't know where you walk. You walk into somebody.
Greg, I got to ask you, Greg. Hold on. I got to ask you something. You don't do drugs at all.
No.
What was the appeal for you? Why did you like to go to these clubs, especially when you went?
I'm naturally fucked up. I love filthy fucking like dirty shit.
Are you just a voyeur? I mean, do you like to look, or were you partaking in this?
No. I'm a voyeur. I get off on that shit. I could watch. I could if the right situation was right, I could watch my girlfriend get fucked. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those. I'm like fucking crazy like that.
So y'all seen the Donkey Show, obviously, right? Mexico, y'all all seen the Donkey Show.
John went to one with
but
Dan
I don't
Deshane,
like the
right?
animal thing. I don't like but anything else goes.
Disturbing.
Fucking filthy shit.
It is.
But just think of all the girls you date.
I used to fuck in a horse stable.
You find this girl. Let's say you find this girl you just totally are head over heels with. You're like, I don't care about your past, how many guys you've been with, but like how many guys have you been with? Oh, I've only been with like 8 guys, but they've been with 8 guys and like 10 horses. Like, do you marry them? It's like, they're not into horses anymore. They're just, maybe that was like a horse phase. And, like, what do you do? Like, people have to experience that, go through that.
Jimmy
like,
would love that, right, Jimmy?
I used to fuck in a horse stable with my ex-girl. I made my girlfriend jerk off a donkey when I was fucking banging her behind in the fucking stable.
What? How do you compare with a horse? You take out this human penis, right? Even if you're hung like a horse. Hey, get it hung like a horse. Even if you're hung, the fucking horse has got like a 2-foot cock. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all remember that video where that horse killed that guy at Buck and the guy goes, ugh, and then it tore his whole insides up.
Oh, really?
It was viral for years.
So, Greg, you talk about a bush. So, I was, a few years, 4 years ago. So I
think
had
your microphone is screwing up again.
Really?
70s bush. I know you like that, Jimmy. I know you do. I'm the 70s bush guy. You remember like old 70s porn? And you see a big triangle and it had that shit? Like Linda Lovelace? I love that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the bush man. I can't handle it. Maybe in the old days, but I was with a girl 4 years ago. I took her home, and we ended up into the bed. Of
How
course,
did his microphone get so messed up? It was perfect the whole show. Perfect.
I think phases are okay, like hair, no hair, especially if you're in a long-term relationship.
He's calling me right now. That's why my microphone was shitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to hear Jimmy's take on the bush. Go ahead.
No, am I sounding all right, Dave? Am I fucking
Yeah, you better now. You better now.
That was Lee trying to FaceTime me 3 times. So anyway, long story short, I'm in the heat of it now. Once I get hard, that's it. I can fuck anything. It doesn't even matter. So, I'm all hot. I'm horny, and I spin around on the girl. I guess I'm gonna eat this fucking bitch, man, till she screams. I turn around, I pull her underwear down, and there's this fucking big black bush. I'm like, fuck it, and I dove in there. And like Armand said, there was fucking toilet paper in there, white toilet paper. So when I went in there, I pulled up, and I'm going like this. I spit the fucking toilet paper out because it got all stuck in her shit and her hair and all that shit. So, but I didn't care. I was so fucking horny. I could have ate those fucking corn and shit. So I went fucking back in here. I'm eating. I'm fucking, it's going up my nose and I'm sneezing and I'm fucking down in there. I'm sitting my.
Oh, we lost him again.
Come on, man.
A real lady brings wipes out to the bar.
I hope he's all right.
That's right.
Yeah, like wipes. Yeah, like wipes.
Bring baby wipes out if you're a girl. If you go to a club, bring baby wipes.
Yeah, Mark, she had all the fucking the toilet paper was stuck in her vagina. I don't know what the fuck. It was all in my mouth, bro. Stuck in my fucking down in my throat, everything, man. I was spitting it out like a fucking machine gun in the bedroom. Pull the fucking. And then I still went down there. I still was eating that shit, man.
See how difficult he is. See how difficult Jimmy is. The girl's trying to provide him with a snack. And look at the abuse he gets.
Jimmy, did you ever hear the story about me with the Asian where I was eating her ass? We were using this like fucking flavored lube, and I was sticking the fucking flavored lube in her asshole, and then I ate her ass out because the flavor, right? It was strawberry. And later on I'm thinking, what the fuck? I'm spitting it because I thought it had like, how strawberry has like little seeds and shit.
Yeah.
Into the garbage. And later on I looked and it's all green. It was broccoli. She had little bits of broccoli in her asshole.
You eat her shit.
I told the story of Generation Iron. I fucked her in the ass, and when I pulled out my dick, I go to the bathroom and there's a little sprig of broccoli on it. And that's when I look in the fucking bathroom in a little short closet, and I'm like, holy shit, this is all green. I was eating broccoli in her fucking the grit, the little broccoli shit.
So, Greg, the other thing with the bushes, they hide the lips. So, if a girl has ugly lips on her vagina, because some vaginas are pretty, some are fucking disgusting. They got like the lips, and it looks like a creature. So if you got a hairy bush, they hide those lips. Like that girl I was with the toilet paper, she had big fucking lips too, bro. You know what I mean? So
She was older. I'll bet you she was older. Young girls had that little fucking tight little thing.
No, it doesn't matter.
But when you get them older women,
no, Mom's right. It doesn't matter. You got big lips. You got big lips. This chick had big. She had a giant hood with these things that came out of the side, looked like some kind of a fucking crab orchard.
John,
I don't know what it was. Yeah.
All I gotta say is, John,
giant hood.
If we had any women viewers before, we don't have any left.
None. Zero.
They're gonna be all so insecure.
Listen, all I gotta say, if there's
we
any
don't
young,
even have the women that used to be men that are women.
If there's any young guys watching this show, believe me, they're gonna turn gay after this because they're not gonna want to touch that vagina.
Yeah, but wait till they're our age. Wait till they're our age. And
yeah, then it reverses. You want to crawl and everything.
Right,
all right, I got to wrap this up, guys. I think we went an hour and over.
I think we got Dave horny. Dave's gonna go. Yo, man,
2 hours,
Dave, for a little bit.
Let me answer my question. Why my eyes black? Because people ask me 500 times on my TikTok.
Yeah.
Me and my son, we play fight every night. I put him up on the bed. He's the Hulk. I'm Spider-Man. Vice versa.
He keeps calling me. Holy shit! I gotta answer this, man.
Like
I think Lee's in trouble. He's called me 9 times already.
He knows we're live. He's watching the show.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
He's got it. He always watches the show.
Because he just called me like 6 times, man. I got to keep booting him.
Armin, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Jimmy, how come you're not answering your fucking phone? Lee's calling Australia, and you're not 6 times. You're not answering the phone.
Touche. You got me.
All right. Sorry, Armin.
You know what? I think Lee's insulted. Let me send him the link. Hold on a second.
Send him the link, man. Because if you call me 6 times, I can't.
Let Armin finish.
My kid just punched me. Everybody's like, "You're gonna fight?" No, my 3-year-old punched me.
Now you gotta see the post. They're saying
that's a nice shot.
You gotta put that kid in MMA, bro.
I am. He's 3. He's the size of a 4-year-old.
22.
Yeah, if he does that to you right at that age, that's pretty. You got a pretty good punch.
Hey, Armand,
he was like, "Dad, you okay?" I'm like, Guy Mester. I'm putting him. Guy Mester. I'm friends with him. He lives right down the street. He has his studio out here.
Dude, it looks like
that's good. Yeah, get him in there young, man. This way, he starts to enjoy it and he stays with it,
He said Guy Mesner said 4 or 5 years old is a good age to put him in.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's 3, but he's the size of a 4-year-old. Yeah.
All right, so you wait 1 more year. Dave, you gonna give Lee the link?
I did. He's like, he was just trying to fuck with you just to mess you up, he said. But I said, just come out and say hello.
Well, he was fucking with me.
I didn't know he was doing another cat.
Here he is. Hold on. Here he is.
Fucking Lee.
That's me because I've been in the comments for 45 fucking minutes. Then why go fucking live, Dave? Why have fucking things come on and fucking write and fucking talk to you?
Laughing.
These people that fucking write in the comments, buy your fucking products, so fucking acknowledge them. That's the only reason I've been calling Jimmy to cut him off every time I fucking ring.
I said something must be wrong with. I said something must have happened to Lee. He called me 6 times already.
Oh, that's right. I could have been. It's good to see that you'd fucking. If I was dying, that you'd leave the fucking YouTube to see what's fucking wrong.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jimmy, what do you think?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, Jimmy, he could have been stranded by the side of the fucking road. Yeah. He could have needed help, and you didn't answer the fucking phone.
I could have been.
Why did they make phones? Why did they fucking make phones?
Exactly.
I was figuring Lee was fucking with me because he knew I was on the show.
I could have been fucking bleeding out, and all Jimmy's talking about is smelly fucking cunt. Oh, Lee's bleeding out, but let me tell you about this fucking horse that I jacked off. That's okay. But it's nice. It's nice to know that I've come on today to replace Johnny Bravo. I hope my fucking hair's okay.
Oh my God!
It's like, Jimmy, in case you're wondering, I'm okay, and just in case you're really worried about me. All right?
I was just about to tell Dave, I got to get up. I got to see what's wrong with me.
Oh yeah. What? After the 10th call, you'll go.
At least you get 10 calls, Lee. We only get Georgie and I only get 1.
I gave you 2 or 3 calls, John.
I showed you on my phone.
That don't mean shit. That can say 3 curls on one name. I get that all the time.
One.
Nick Walker was saying he has better biceps than Lee earlier, right?
1 call.
I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Now, is Jimmy showing up in Vegas? I'm waiting for the itinerary.
He's not coming.
He's not, there's no way he's going. No way.
No way he's going.
Yeah.
What, to the Olympia? He's going to the Olympia.
He's already
there.
He's
a man of his word. I told him it's here. You got to
Lee's
you got to go.
Lee's in Vegas already? You ain't in Vegas now.
No.
Well, if I was and I was trying to call you to let you know, it wouldn't fucking matter, would it?
Look at the side of the car he's driving on, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, he's on the right side. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah,
well,
but everything's backwards on the phone, so it could be on the left.
That's true. You're right. Yeah,
that is true. Yeah,
people thought you got a tattoo on the other side of your face because of what you did on YouTube, on Instagram.
Don't you like those comments? Why would you tattoo your face? Why would you remove it and have it put back on? Because I fucking said I was going to. And why would you change your car? Why do you change your wife? Why do you change your shirt, your hair color? Because you get bored, you fucking dumb cunts. That's why. And last I checked. The last time I checked, it was my fucking.
Oh my god!
Last time I checked, it was my fucking face, so I just figured I'd put a fucking tattoo on it. Jesus! And why these people too? They've known me for so many years, and the shit I do, they're fucking surprised that I put a tattoo back on my face. Like, oh my god! It's like these fucking dumb cunts. Liver King's not natural. Liver King's not natural. For years they've been saying that. Now he comes out his own gear. I can't believe he's fucking taking gear. I fucking believe he's taking gear. What the fuck? You fucking morons. Fucking hell.
Are you done? Is it done?
Fucking Lee.
Hey, Lee.
The tattoo, I got to add more to it. I just didn't want to get, it sort of was bruised and that, so I didn't want to get it too swollen and destroy my good looks for Vegas too bad.
Who's got better biceps? Ronnie Coleman or
out there, get a tattoo on his face.
Ronnie Coleman's got better biceps. You can even ask that fucking question.
It's not even a debate. Nick's looks weird. Nick's biceps look weird. They're big, but they look weird.
Nick's arms look thick when they're down and in different shots, but overall, Ronnie's fucking Dave. You on fucking drugs, Dave? What the fuck?
I don't think that. That's the debate. It's raging.
They did that little debate.
What debate? What debate? Who started that debate?
I don't know if he was kidding around.
No, I think Nick's going a little wide. I think Nick's head's getting a little too big.
Nick's in the last week of contest prep. Okay? you get a little bit fucking weird at that point. You know that. So
he was just kidding around.
Maybe he was sitting there on the floor. His cock was tied to the coffee table. He was stroking his cock, and he went, "Fuck, my arm looks better than fucking Ronnie's right now." Fuck.
Jason's got his halo testing up to 1,000 milligrams a day right now. So.
I had a nightmare about that, Lee, with that coffee table that day after you talked about it. You know.
Did you have a dream about me tied off to it, Jimmy?
I had a dream that you actually did the tying. That was the scary part of the dream.
Well, hey, Jimmy, if you come in the Vegas, dreams can come true. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Jimmy.
I don't think it's going to stay there, Lee.
It'll be like it'll come out in a couple of years' time. Dave, remember I told you about that horse story? Well, when Lee and I were in Vegas, we both took a side of the coffee table and we played tug of war.
Oh my God!
Who's going to Vegas? Who's all going to Vegas?
John, Lee,
me.
Oh, you're going, Norman?
And Jimmy.
I'm not going.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's just the three of them then.
Jimmy's
Possibility.
going.
I didn't see Jimmy raise his hand there because he knows God's watching. You fucking little bad.
Jimmy and John. That's it. Right?
Hey, John, I know I'll see you there. So, okay, John.
I'll definitely see you, Lee.
Yeah.
Because
Jimmy, you got tons of fans waiting there. Everyone's waiting for you to go.
Don't worry.
Jimmy, you got to go. Come on,
going.
Jimmy.
I am
going. You gave Lee your word. You got to go.
Where have you been the last fucking 25 years? He's
not
going.
What booth are you
He is not going.
He went to California.
I'll be the
somebody
S4
else
booth.
pays.
Okay.
I landed 3:30 Friday afternoon, Lee.
Watch booth, right?
3:30. He told me 10:30. What now? It's 3:30.
S4.
That flight got canceled on me.
Yes, 12 to 3 Friday and Saturday.
The problem is, John, that Jimmy's traveling on a buddy pass, which means he might have to make like 15 stops along the way. So
Jimmy, better get driving, Jimmy.
Time to come back and leave.
No, I'm not traveling on a buddy pass. I'm traveling on a credit from Louisiana.
It's always a fucking deal. When he went to California, Lee paid. When he went to Florida, his boss paid. When he went, he won't fucking dig his. In Mexico, there's a saying for this. It's called codo. Codo is your elbow. It means your elbow fucking doesn't work because you can't put your hand in your pocket.
I'm gonna get a text on Friday and go, Lee, it's Jimmy. Sorry, I'm snowed in.
I'm going to Chicago. It's a possibility.
Maybe
I told you he's got a connection, John. I told you he's got a connection.
I'm telling you, it's a scam.
Yeah, he'll never make it.
It's not a scam.
He'll never make it.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
He's going to be eating like a deep dish pizza in Chicago with a big pitcher of beer. That's what's going to happen, And then he'll fly back home the next day.
No, he'll get that. What is it, JFK Airport or wherever you're flying out of, and it'll be a delay. Then it will get. Fuck this shit! I'm going home.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Or he's gonna eat the deep dish pizza. He's gonna get agita. Go to the PA and fall in love with the nurse.
I got pills for that. I got drugs for that, John.
He'll be on IVs. He'll be on an IV.
The Asian nurse.
O'Hare Hospital.
No, Jimmy has a little sleep apparatus.
I get there at 3:30 Vegas time, so I'll have Friday night, Saturday day, Saturday night, then I fly out Sunday.
Don't forget your sleep music, Jimmy.
I sing him to sleep, Mr. G.
He has a little thing that he plugs in.
I rock Jimmy to sleep.
I won't
you guys should get married at one of those churches in Vegas.
I just lay there and I stroke the back of his bald head and say, okay,
"You guys
Jimmy,
should talk to Chris Cormier, and you should take Jimmy to the what's that after hours place? Dre's.
Dre's, yeah.
Crazy horse. Oh,
I went there with Chris one night. Yeah.
We don't need to go to any club. I told you last time I was in Vegas, every time you walk over those overhead bridges going to different casinos, there's guys on top of the bridges that just say, you want to try cocaine? Try before you buy. Try before you buy. So by the time Jimmy and I have gone over a few of these bridges, we'll be fucked up by the time we get to the end of the trip.
You might be trying fentanyl and you might die.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy's going to come home with a tattoo on his face.
Well, Jimmy and I will go out together, won't we?
Suicide pact. Yeah.
We're going to go jump off the stratosphere.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you feel like you're dying, just jump off the bridge. So at least it's a little more dramatic than you ODing on in the middle of the bridge or something like that.
My luck, I'll jump off the bridge and I'll land on a fucking bus that's going to fucking
Albuquerque.
No, he'll land on a shitty truck like the one that you drive back in.
I'll land in the back of a fuking pickup truck.
He'll wind up back in Alaska or something like that. Where
full of fucking shit sand.
Right. I can't even speak anymore. I got to wrap this up. I want to wish you guys the happy Las Vegas marriage. If you guys do get married, please take pictures.
I leave tomorrow, Jimmy. So Jimmy's going to have to explain it all to you how I'm leaving tomorrow, Thursday at 11:15. I'm flying across that flat earth and arriving Thursday. I'm arriving 5 hours before I left Australia.
I got to say something, Lee. When I drove to Florida, I didn't feel any kind of a incline-decline change whatsoever.
You didn't feel like you were going down like that? Like
I didn't feel like I was driving down.
You didn't feel like Batman? Didn't feel like Batman and Robin going up the side of the building and someone pops their head out the window?
No, I left New York. I went straight across to Florida.
Mate, when I come to see you in Vegas, I'm flying upwards like this, up and around.
Well, not only are you going to be flying up, the plane's got to keep turning because you got to follow the turn of the earth as it spins.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So the pilot's got to pay attention.
But the plane only flies like 700 kilometers an hour. How fast does the earth turn? I'm never going to fucking get there.
What the hell was that?
One of the viewers wants you to take Jimmy the Bull to a tranny bar, the one where Big Lenny went.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with tranny bars. Hey, have you been to those fitness expos? Some of those trannies look better than those fucking fitness girls. What the fuck are you talking about?
Why,
That's what we talked about one episode.
Look at how interested he is.
Yeah. That's Greg. Greg, where's the tranny bar in Vegas?
I've never been to one there, but I know that they're there.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you one more time. I was in
I'm
gonna tell you. Look, if she's dressed like a woman, I'll explain it to you again. I was in that threesome. That guy sucked me dick. Trust me, you won't know the fucking difference of the mouth. End the fucking story. A mouth is a mouth. and if he can suck good dick, you won't even know it's a fucking guy or a girl. I've been there, so end of argument. Shut the fuck up.
Lee, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, you treat it like a duck.
God.
Mate, if it's on the other side of that hole and you don't know what it is, it doesn't fucking matter. You're blowing your load.
I just come to the conclusion that we all have some serious mental issues. You know that, right?
Oh, really? You've just come to that conclusion now?
And in other news, water is wet.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy's just had an epiphany all of a sudden.
Yeah, I really am.
Lee, if Jimmy
I don't know who's worse.
Take a cell phone video of that. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll actually find the hottest tranny I can get and get Jimmy lined up and say, Jimmy, she only likes it in the ass. That's it. Just do her in the ass. And then when he's finished, she'll get up and turn around and go, thanks, Jimmy. That was great. By the way, my name's Bob.
Shit, I might fly out to
I've never
Vegas with
seen
you guys.
many in Vegas.
Now Greg's getting jealous now. He wants to go.
I might fly out to Vegas with you guys now.
Yeah. At least I know if Jimmy backs out, Greg will be my wingman.
That's right.
You're in trouble with Greg's your wingman. I got news for you.
We'll be high-fiving each other. You take it back and
we'll be spit roasting that tranny like it's fucking
Damn
Christmas Eve.
right.
John, it's questionable which one is worse, Lee or Greg. I think that Lee might have him beat, actually, to be honest with you.
I would like to interview the tranny that gets between the two of them.
There'll be fucking lots of white Christmas sauce on that one.
We'll get a skinny little Latin or skinny little Asian.
I can't take
it. One of those little twinks, Greg, and just tear the fucker up.
With an ass, like a little tiny ass.
So you can pretend it's a little girl. You can pretend it that way. You can pretend it's a little girl or boy. It's the best of both worlds.
That's Greg spamming the can right there.
That's right.
If we weren't demonetized before, John, we definitely are now.
We owe money now.
But seriously, the best thing, Greg, about fucking a tranny is when you put it in the ass, you can reach around and pretend you went all the way through.
I like that.
I never thought of that.
Hey, always thinking.
They're not going to have that fishy smell.
That's right. You don't have to worry about no fish smell.
No fish smell.
No pregnancy, no blood, no nothing. It's fucking if he's got a little
Taco Bell he ate before that. Yeah.
Except for the last meal.
And just think,
just have to like Asian broccoli.
Yeah, but if he's fit and he's in shape, he can go to the gym after. He can give you a spot. He can spot you at the gym if he's in somewhat of shape, and then after the gym, you can fucking shower, get sucked off, and then go off and have a fucking steak. It's like, he probably likes cars, so you're all both into cars. What the hell do you need women for? Them bitching, complaining, bleeding fucking holes.
That's true. Now Jimmy's going to be out there going, hey, where's the tranny club? Where the
I went to in Key West. I went to a tranny club. They were actually dressed up and singing, and it was actually pretty good.
No, that's
keep going. Keep going, what? Jimmy. That was the beginning of the night.
That's Jimmy. A transvestite show. That's not the same thing.
That's a drag club. We're talking about drag, different story.
Then, that's when you got there. And then Jimmy had a few drinks. Continue the story. Come on.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me where I went in Key West was a drag show?
Drag, not tranny.
What's the difference?
It's different.
What's different?
Greg, explain to him.
Dude, a drag is a dude that it'd be like if me and Lee dressed up tonight and did a show. That's a drag show. Those are guys.
What do you mean dressed up? Like dressed up like what?
Marilyn Monroe.
It'd be like if Greg dresses up and sings a Cher song, and I dress up and sing "It's Raining Men." It's just like a fucking a drag show.
Hey,
like it's not tricky. They don't look like
sequence dresses. Me and Lee.
So how did you know I was at a drag show? When I said I went to a show,
because you said it was a show. I knew it right.
I'm starting to have second thoughts about you, bro. I'm having second thoughts about you. The ones that stay quiet, those are the ones you got to watch out for.
And drag shows too, they're normally ugly and fatter, whereas tranny clubs, they're actually actually good looking.
The
Whereas the
trannies
drag,
are actually girls, like guys that want to look like girls and be girls all the time, not
No,
just
they take hormones, they transgender a bit.
So
but the whole
what
thing
the
is,
fuck is the difference between a drag show club and a what happens at a training?
One is
Same thing.
sexual.
The biggest difference. The biggest difference is at a tranny show. If you're drunk, you'll probably end up fucking one thinking it's a woman. Versus a drag show is clear as fucking day that they're guys. So even if you are plastered with an obscene amount of liquor in your system, you still won't fuck them because you know that the next day they look like you.
exactly, Jimmy.
It's scary.
Jimmy, imagine being drunk and looking at yourself in a tight sequence dress and a wig. Would you fuck it? No, you wouldn't.
Yo, that's what you
never
got
thought
to
of it
do,
that
Lee.
way.
Take Jimmy to a drag club, get him really drunk, and tell the queens that he used to do drag shows. They'll put him on stage, they'll put a wig on him.
Yeah,
He'll be singing like show tunes and
I'll
shit.
say you don't recognize. You don't recognize him. That's the fucking Queen of New York. You don't fucking know. You don't know the Iron Bull.
Oh my God.
The Iron Bull in a sequence dress.
I'll take one for the team. I'll take one for the team.
Like that.
As long as you're wearing the Species shirt, you got to promote.
Yeah.
You gotta promote.
Get into a pair of high heels.
And then that drag will go, Jimmy, your ass is so clean, and you go, Fiberize.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
Since probably never end. I'm just gonna say, have fun in Vegas. What stays in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh no, we're reporting on the story. It won't stay in Vegas.
Full report when we get back. Yeah.
Oh,
thanks, guys. We're wrapping today's show up 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed it live. We'll see you after the Olympia. Have fun, guys. Later.
Take care. See y'all later.
All right, guys. I love you guys.